Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm going to be playing the Club Meetings mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. I've been meaning to play this mod since forever. I hear nothing but good things about it. Basically, it's my understanding is it was released episodically. Hey, Doki Doki Clubbies, look, it's the esteemed creator of this mod in chat. That's awesome. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, my understanding is this is originally released episodically as a weekly thing, and this is a compilation of the first season. I'm not even sure how many episodes there are. I'm told there's a lot of them by now, because it's been going on for a while. Um, so I'm not exactly sure how long this will be. I'll try to get through as much as I can. 12 per season? Okay. Hey, and Chaka Marine, welcome to the stream. BGC, welcome to the stream. Are you the real Doki Doki Club meetings? 3 seasons, so 36 out now. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, well, we'll see how long this turns out to be. Indeed, the club means each and every one. Sure, for sure. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I'm basically going into this totally blind. Well, not totally blind. I've heard some things about it, which on principle, I'm not going to give spoilers here. I'm not gonna say what I've heard. I'm just gonna go on. Let's start with the warnings, I guess. Doki Doki Club Meetings is a Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvato. Okay, I guess it's not really a warning. It's just the IPG compliance. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at etc. or on Steam. Please consult the readme.txt contained in the mod download for more information. By playing DD7 Season 1 Collection, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I agree. I hope the sound levels are okay. I didn't adjust these at all. We missed you. It's cute. Here we go. Oh, Monica's in front of the title there. I think I want to turn the sound down just a little bit. I'm also going to turn up this text speak, because that's how I roll. Prove it, name for Dokis. Sound is good? Okay. That's good. Thanks mod template for this engaging content. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get started here. I'm going to name myself Termes, because that's also how I roll. Ooh. Ha. Summer vacation. A traditional time for shows to make off-season episodes. Often the characters will visit some exotic location, like a beach. Typically as an excuse for outrageous fan service. Yeah, Oh, are we going to see the girls in bikinis now or something? But we would never stoop to anything so cheap, of course. Yeah, it's the MPT casual outfit. Was this? I guess this must have been made with the MPT then. That's cool. Is it? When did the MPT come out? I'm like this. When I'm just, this is messing with my sense of time. I mean, I think the pandemic it's just generally shredded my sense of time in general. So I'm like, did it really come out that long ago that this whole thing, or from the beginning, was made using MPT? Anyway, she's released just prior to episode 3. Oh, really? Okay. MPT was early 2020, so episodes 1 and 2 are the old ways. Episode 3 after use of MPT. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Was this outfit available though then? Whatever. Anyway, moving on. It was quite a semester, wasn't it? I suppose you might have downloaded this directly without having the individual episodes we released. Aha, this was, we're breaking the fourth wall already here. Did you already play through, or is this your introduction to us? This is the first time, so let's go with that. Welcome then. I guess you might be surprised to see me here, or maybe you're wondering what happened to everyone else. It's kind of a long story, but don't worry, everyone's fine. I do recommend that you play through the episodes first before accessing any of the other content on here. Sure. And that'll be easy to do for you since, fortunately, I've wrapped up all the replays of everything that happened over the last 13 weeks of the semester, so you should be able to access all of them from here with this download. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can just watch the episodes there, of course. What if you're watching on Twitch? Oh, sorry, there's nothing either. I also included some extras. For instance, we collected all the poems written by the club in one place, so you can view them at your leisure. And the same thing with all the mods everyone made this semester. All the mods everyone made? Okay. Including Sayari's mod, which we didn't actually show during the school year. Oh, okay. Oh, so okay. The girls made mods of their own, I suppose? I don't recommend you play that one, though. Oh, that's ominous. She wrote it while she was in kind of a dark place. Oh, that's sad. So consider yourself fairly warned if you do. Anyway, I also put in some commentary I recorded from everyone about their poems and mods, so hopefully you'll enjoy hearing what thoughts everyone has to provide in their work. Kind of like a director's commentary. Oh, no need to add a Twitch speech from Monica. Also, I mean, this is gonna go on YouTube. I mean, after I finish this stream, I'm gonna export it to YouTube, so it'll work out. We're going to answer some of our email backlog today too. Just let me know when you want to do that, and I'll get everyone together. Everyone's pretty busy just at the moment, though. We took a multi-day trip to visit this combination aquarium and water park place near where we live. Mostly we've been doing everything together as a club, but today we're just doing our own thing. So have fun, and I'll see you later. Cool? Make a selection? Okay, season 1 episodes, poems, club mods, vacation emails, visit someone. I have a feeling we want to start with the season 1 episodes. Because that's my understanding is that's where it started and everything, so... Oh, maybe I should say it. On principle, I should say it before I make a choice. Anyway, yeah, go season episodes. Oh, okay. Episode 1 to 6, 7 to 12, or back. Okay, let's start with episodes 1 to 6. Yeah, spoil otherwise, exactly. That's what I figured. Oh, you can, yeah. Choose an episode to play it. Warning, you won't be able to return here until the episode is finished, except by restarting. Yeah, makes sense. Should I save again? No, I guess it's fine. Episode 1. Club has its first regular meeting after the festival incident. The festival incident? Is this like the noodle incident, or are we going to find out what the festival incident is? Yeah, even the poem list is kind of spoils. Okay, start the episode. Here we go. Incident is the base game events. Wait, does that include Sayari's suicide and stuff? Or like the whole game in general, like up to Act 4. Yeah, all shall be reviewed. Okay, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't ask these questions. Like I'll just find out as it goes. Anyway. Okay, I think I can manage that too. Then, hang on. Wait, Sayari's saying hang on. Oh no. Display names altered. All right, it's done. I think we have as much privacy we're going to get. Is it still Sayari? Okay, I don't know who's talking. Fine then, I'm ready as I'll ever be. Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Silence. The motion carries. A brief moment passes and the sound of quiet muffled sobs. I hate this. The crying continues for a few seconds. I hate this. How could you all stand it? It's awful. It's not even... Hey, stop it. But it's horrible. I can't deal with this. Even right now, everything's all... I know, but seriously, you have to get a grip. We all need to get a grip. This is why it all happened in the first place. You're strong enough to do this, and we need you to be strong. Yeah, I don't know who's talking, so I don't know what voices to use. Yeah, don't cry. We'll be alright, I promise. You'll be okay. Do you, need a hug? Guys, I don't think this is really what she needs right now. It's really hard for her. No, it's okay. You're right. I just need a minute. Okay. Back to normal then, whatever that means. Exhale. Okay, everyone. We're just about done for today, but for next week, let's try to get some poems written to share, alright? About just whatever, same as before? No, I don't think any of us are ready to pretend like everything's that normal. Let's write our poems about all of this and what it means to you. About our reality? I guess that's one way to put it. Anyway, the club is adjourned. Okay. 1 week later. Is the screen still supposed to be black? Okay. Okay, everyone. Oh, dang, right. I forgot about that. First things first. Anyone object to me changing the privacy stuff back? Nope. No. Doesn't look like it, Monica. Name revert. Display names reverted. Display names altered. Alright, working now? Yep, looks like it. Although I guess this is the same instance since the history hasn't been cleared. Weird. Anyway, yeah. History? Yep. Snowpack. Okay. Show sprites true. Oh, great. I no idea what that said. It flashed by too quickly for me to read it. Okay, everyone. Before we get to any of our planned activities, just spend most of the club time how you want, okay? Relax a bit. Hey, there's MC. Yuri immediately heads to her habitual desk by the window. Are you ready to... Are you going to read manga today, Natsuki? Sure, why not, I guess. You want any company while you read? I didn't know you read manga, Sayori. I don't, but I'd be happy to come and read with you, if you want. Nah, it's okay, don't trouble yourself on my account. You two lovebirds should spend some time together. Natsuki immediately starts rummaging through the closet. What about you, Monica? Honestly, I'm probably just going to write some more, although Yuri writes... sorry. I'm going to write some more, although Yuri mentioned she might want some help with something later. Who is Natsuki referring to when she said lovebirds? I guess we'll find that out too. Monica, the shelves! Excuse me a moment. So, MC, what do you want to do? MC? Not Tormuse? Okay. Wait, why did it give me the chance to name him if he wasn't gonna be named? Oh well. So, MC, what do you want to do? Not really sure. I guess that's not surprising, especially as far as I'm concerned. But I guess neither of us really did anything before in the club that was literary. Yeah, pretty much. At least not anything that was really distinctive to us. But maybe just, would you like to do something together? Exclamation points. Yeah. Do you have any ideas for what to do? Think, Siri, think. Something MC likes that we can do in the club. And don't sound too weird or desperately flirty. We could watch anime? Wouldn't that disturb the others? Also, there's no TV. Think, Siri, think. Is that the Invincible meme there? I just watched that show very recently, actually. So I've seen the origin of that meme. It's a good show, by the way. Very dark. This is actually pre-Invincible, I think? Oh, okay. Huh. Neat. Anyway. Also, there's no TV. We can watch it on my phone, on a low volume, if that's okay. Yeah, I'd like that. But, this isn't the anime club, you know. Does anime count as literature? Yeah. Shh! Don't let the others hear you ask that. It'll be a whole thing. How written before the comic started? Epic. I'm the vice president of the literature club, and anime is literature if I say it is. And it is. I command it. Flawless logic. Then it's settled. Come on, let's go pull some desks together. Everyone's doing their own thing. Who to check up on? Oh, okay. I guess save it because there's a choice. I mean, I guess I'm sort of assuming that this thing is going to let us check on all of them, so let's just go through them in sequence, I guess. We were just with MC and Sayori, so, well, yeah. Sayori and MC are leaning in over Sayori's phone, watching an anime. Wait, I don't get it. What's not to get? So this girl is an alien? Yes. In fact, she's one of 1,000 avatars of a sanity-destroying Eldritch Lovecraftian deity. This gets Yuri's attention. Yep, specifically she's Nyarlathotep. What's Yuri doing? But she's a cute, extremely violent, and super genki anime schoolgirl. Hey, that sounds like... A cute, extremely violent, and super genki anime schoolgirl who's also secretly an eldritch monstrosity. That sounds like my kind of show. Not surprising that Yuri'd be into that. Anyway. Also true. Who's desperately in love with a totally normal anime schoolboy who is a severe tsundere. Okay, yeah, that suddenly ceases to be my thing. I don't know. I find that sort of dynamic kind of annoying. Yuri's into those types of girls. Just kidding. Yuri lurk, yeah. Yuri, how short is she? It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's I just okay. Let's go on. We'll see how it goes. You got it. Hello, I did what? What did you say? Hell yes, I did. One of you guys mention your Nyarlathotep? Yeah. I'm sorry. Don't sneak up on me like that. Man, you move really quietly. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I just heard what you guys were talking about and got really excited. Oh, that's okay. Just like make some noise when you come up behind me next time. So, this is a Lovecraft-based anime. Well, yes, but also no. I mean, it draws pretty heavily on Lovecraft and on the Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG. Ooh. But it takes that general base into some pretty weird anime kind of directions. Yeah, I'm familiar with that sort of concept. Like, for instance, Aurelia is actually just a theme park with an underground human trafficking auction? What? What kind of show is this? I see. And then Nyarlathotep girl really likes the male lead character. Like, a lot. Like, take this bathtub scene. Oh, it's that kind of anime. Where is this going? What's wrong with you? Get out of here. No, thank you. I thought we could consummate our love before your parents return from their trip. She's drooling. Don't worry, it won't hurt. There's nothing to be afraid of. Now, let's become the Adam and Eve of a new generation. Get out. Stab? Who stabbed who? Zaccarello! What? Actual horrifying dialogue? Is this an actual show? Is this an actual existing show, or is this, it is? Okay. I'm kind of curious about it now. So, yes, I mean, it's just basically a really normal high school romance anime that has these light comic horror elements. It's, ... Oh, that's ominous too. Hayure Nyaruko-san? Basically, this is a good summary? Okay. Yes, I mean, it's just basically a really normal high school romance anime that has these light comic horror elements. And the boy stabs her with a fork all the time to be it soon, and she always yelps at an anime reference in pain. It's weird. It's really cute though. The girl is really aggressive, but it's super adorable how much she cares about him and how he really tries to convey that he doesn't care about her. But does he actually care about her? He totally does. Yeah, you guys like that lovey-dovey stuff, but I still don't think it makes a lot of sense that Nyarlathotep is just suddenly part of a cute anime world and is apparently totally harmless. Well, MC, as you know, Nyarlathotep has 1,000 masks, and who's to say that one of them isn't some Genki anime schoolgirl? A perfectly normal-looking, cute, radiantly positive high school girl who's actually an unspeakable abomination wielding power and horror beyond your comprehension. What was that little hop from Sayori there? Does this thought disturb you? Such an unspeakable monstrosity preying on pure, innocent high school boys in a form so seemingly pleasant and cheery. Perhaps this phrase your all too fragile sanity, for it is written, and where Nyarlathotep went rest vanished, for the small hours were rent with the screams of nightmare. Nightmare! Does the multifarious power of the crawling chaos, yea, even to become an anime girl, send you shrieking and cursing to the court of madness at the center of all space? Because if so, I'd say it's pretty true to the source material. Saying going along with the bit clearly. Mm-hmm. Man, Yuri is so cool. Anyway, shall we get back to the show? Yeah! Just let me look up what multifarious means real quick. Alright. Let's check up on Natsuki next. Natsuki is slumped against the wall, rereading Parfait Girls. It's bad enough they don't usually get the chance to pick up new manga. Even if I could, there's never going to be more issues of Parfait Girls. Oh no, it's the series concluded, I guess. Now the publisher is out of business, for all the series not to be picked up for another run, life really is unfair sometimes. She sighs profoundly and goes back to reading. After a while, it's clear that her mind is not really on the manga. She's turning the pages, but her eyes are barely moving. As she stares into the middle distance, her eyes suddenly start to water and she looks away. She buries her face in her hands for a moment and wipes away her tears as discreetly as she can before looking around to see if anyone noticed. No one is looking, but there's a distinct break in the loud ruckus over by where Sayori and MC are watching their show. I can't believe that happened! MC, do you mind if we take a quick break so I can run to the girls' room? Yeah, let me just pause. Hey, Natsuki? Hey girl, what's up? Just going to run out to the hallway real quick. I was going to see if you wanted anything. Nah, but thanks. Unless you find a new volume of Parfait Girls out there, in which case, dibs. Oh, did Sarah see her crying and is making an excuse to go out with Natsuki or something? These characters have deep and unresolved trauma, right? Yeah. She sure is. I'll keep an eye out. How's everything else going? Fine. You sure? Yes, I'm sure, you clinger. Everything's fine. I'm glad to hear that. 'Cause I love you and care about you. Unconditionally. Aw. Poor baby Natsuki, she needs a hug. Yeah. Everyone here does. We will always be here for you no matter what happens. You're really important to the club, and we're always glad that you're here. Jeez, what's with all this sap? Just wanted you to know. Sheesh. Sierra leaves the room. Everyone else looks preoccupied with their own activities. The faintest of smiles fleets across her face. Maybe I left myself something different to read in here. Oh. Huh. Oh, alright. That was both sad and touching. Let's move on to Yuri. Yuri has a laptop computer open on one desk, but she doesn't appear to be paying attention to it right now. Instead, she's reading a book laying on the next desk over. She seems to have a new book today. The book's title and author aren't visible since the book is flat on her desk. But it's pretty clearly not Portrait of Markov. Maybe she finally finished it? Question mark? Whose perspective is this? Is this like some kind of omniscient perspective here? Anyway. The universe is no narrow thing, and the order within it is not constrained by any latitude in its conception to repeat what exists in one part in any other part. Pile up such shenanigans be like? Yeah, we'll see. I think I need to read that a second time. Yeah, me too. Perspective of you, the viewer. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Or maybe it's just time to get back to work, and I can try to figure out that line during the next reading break. Oh yeah, incidentally, when I'm asking questions, that isn't necessarily an invitation to answer them from people who've already played the mod. Like I'm not looking for spoilers or anything. I'd rather sometimes I just speculate as I speculate out loud as I read things or go through things. So yeah, and the early episode weirdness figured. Yeah. Remember so much of your commentary in later episodes? Anyway, moving on. Okay, we'll assume all your questions are rhetorical. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. Legend next remake. Yuri turns to her computer and starts happily typing away. The screen is filled with code. It looks like she's working on a visual novel. She finishes typing. Oh, we're getting meta here. She finishes typing with a flourish and hits the launch button. But the program throws up an error message and won't run. Relatable. So yeah, I'll also keep that in mind. Streamer friend is the same way. Meta in my DDLC? Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Monica. Yuri speaks so softly that Monica, deep into whatever she's writing, doesn't hear. Yuri raises her voice a little. Hey, Monica. Hey, Yuri, what's up? Oh, you're going ahead with your plan then. I am indeed. You're not practicing on... No, of course not. That seemed unwise, and maybe unethical. Yeah, I have no idea what happens if we run a modified recursive instance, but best not to try it just now, or at least definitely don't try it until you know what you're doing. Okay, so yeah, I mean, from this I'm sort of inferring that all four, I was going to say all four, all five of the characters um, are aware that they're in a game and they're trying to create a game within a game, I suppose. Understood. So what are you working on? Just a really simple story so I can get the hang of sprites using audio and setting up logic contingent operations. I'm using some basic tutorial assets. Wow, you seem to be taking to it pretty quickly. Well, I'm doing okay, but I'm certainly running into problems enough. Right now I'm a little bit stuck on this. Yuri gestures at her screen as Monica walks around the desk to see. Oh, I see the problem. Yeah. Boolean operations, Yuri, we call those Boolean operations. I mean, for the typical coding experience is like having an error message and questioning, like, is this is this a typo or is this me? Um, is this a logic error or is this me like just fundamentally misunderstanding what the code did or what it's supposed to do? um, And I made this comment on the Renpai Discord, and someone responded, I've got a secret for you. I've been coding, I've been coding professionally for 10 years, and that struggle never goes away. So, uh, what are you playing? Are you playing is the first thing I ever coded? So yeah, another author complaint here. Also, truth. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, moving on. I used to make the same mistake all the time when I was first... Anyway, this just needs a set of parens around the arguments. Seems weird because the arguments are already in quotes, but the command expects all the arguments to be wrapped up in parens for some reason. Parent... parentheses? Yeah. Ah, thank you so much. My pleasure. Yuri goes back once to typing. She types extremely quickly and the code flies onto the screen. Periodically, she stops and thinks for a moment, and then returns straight to just typing for minutes on end. She's impressively focused. She continues for a long while, not seeming to notice the loud laughter coming from Sayori or the clatter of Natsuki rummaging through the closet. Phew. Time for another reading break, I think. She rotates in her seat back towards her book and picks up where she left off. Hey, Lord Kusiro, welcome to the stream. Another first-time chatter. I've got a few of the first-times chatter in chat today. That's cool. Yeah. I posted this the link in a few. I posted in a bunch of places really, including in DDMC. So we might get a bunch of first-time chatters here. Anyway, moving on. Richard's fantasy, back to where she left off. The beauty of this prose is so striking, but it certainly doesn't make itself particularly comprehensible. I wonder if this is how Natsuki feels when she reads my writing. Haha. DDMC, you write mods? Yeah. Yes, I've actually written 6 mods, including, let's see, True Literature Club, Sayori Says No to Pseudocide, Christmas with Monica, Doki Doki Storm. I'm trying to remember them in order. Yuri's New Toy, End of the Literature Club, and I also have a demo out for Turquoise, which is going to be a Sayonica themed mod, i.e. romantic relationship between Sarah and Monica. Yeah, and that's a work in progress. I hope to release it later this year. I also have making mods is addictive. I have another mod in the works because in a couple of weeks it's going to be Pride Month. I got the idea to make a Pride themed mod. And that's it's actually coming together pretty quickly. I am going to want to get people to test it, so I might not get it out in time for June 1st, but I'm hoping to release it sometime in June. Tentatively titled GGLC, Gay Lesbian Club. I might change the title. I don't know. I just that was the first thing that came to mind. But making mods is addictive, indeed. Yes, Pride mod based. Yeah, I thought so. It is addictive. I learned a bit about coding specifically to mod DDLC. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's I had some experience coding before I got into modding DDLC, so that came pretty naturally to me. But the thing that I learned from making DDLC mods is I really like writing fiction. It's a lot of fun to basically write about my own experiences through fiction and use the characters as my voice for things I might want to say. I don't know, I guess just generally process things that I feel through experiences, and also just generally trying to entertain and surprise audiences. And it's kind of neat. Yeah, sounds epic. Yeah, cool. Written dozens of small mods. Oh, cool. Not playables like you have. Mine are paired with MMD animations. Oh, okay, all right. Huh. Okay. So now I'm wondering if I've seen your work around. Fiction is indeed a fantastic art form. Yeah. But yes, addictive. I stumbled in here to take a break from what I'm working on now. Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Moving on. This is how Natsuki feels when she reads my writing. Okay. Just Monica left. Ha. Yep. Let's go see what she's doing. Or wait. Hang on. This is weird. What do you mean, wait, hang on, this is weird? But I'm gonna go see what she's doing. What if you do that? If you do them in a different order, does it not have the phrase "just Monica"? Oh, hey, she's addressing us directly now. So, Tormuse, I have a small secret. I didn't finish my poem for today yet, even though I was the one that assigned the poem to everyone. I really didn't have any good ideas until this morning. I guess I was pretty distracted this week, but an inspiration struck right when I woke up. Fortunately, I always keep some paper and my pen next to my bed. You should do the same, Tormuse. Sometimes people wake up with really creative ideas that are very quickly forgotten if you don't record them somewhere. It's true. Also relatable. Although I don't keep paper. Well, I guess there is a pen there, but if I get ideas, I write them down on my phone. I do most of my writing. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say most of my writing in my phone. There's something to be said for not having the distraction of the computer when I'm typing up in my stories and so on. It's really nice to be able to do it on the go, like if I'm like riding a bus or whatever, or just I can just go out and sit in a park somewhere. Something I don't get to do often enough, quite frankly. Now that summer's coming up, I'm hoping to do that a lot more. We'll see. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago was a really nice day out. I went out for a nice bike ride, just sat in the park for a while to write. It was cool. I do my own writing too. That's not to say I couldn't use help though. And Critophyte, welcome to the stream. I think you've commented so far. Yeah. Well, yeah. Welcome to the stream. How do you organize them afterwards, or do you at all, lol? Organize them? What, like organize my stories or my ideas, or um, I mean, the stuff that I write, they're in text files. Writing you do on your phone, yeah. I mean, they're in text files. Like currently, for example, I'm writing the script for Turquoise. I just have them named Turquoise D1, Turquoise D2 for each day of the story. I'm up to day 12 out of 13 days, so that's I'm hoping that's going to come together. I'm fairly close to finishing the writing part of the mod. And then there's still a lot of work to do after that. I have to do all the coding and posing and stuff. Plus, I'm gonna need to commission some art for it. Oh, hey, Codair, welcome to the stream. What did I miss so far? Not much. I just started. When you write in your phone, do you write just dialogue? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I write the dialogue for the mods, and yeah, I'll have a plan in mind of what I want things to look like, and how what poses and expressions and backgrounds and so on I'm going to use. And yeah, it's all part of the process. But yeah, anyway, yeah, as Coder, yeah, you played club meetings recently, so you'll be familiar with this. I'm right at the beginning. I'm just going through each of the 4 girls right at the beginning. Yeah, and Monica is apparently talking directly to us now. Anyway, moving on. Sometimes people wake up with early creative ideas that are very quickly forgotten if you don't record them somewhere. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's true. I've woken up with ideas that I regret not writing down immediately. So yeah, I think it has something to do with carrying forward ideas you had while you were dreaming. Yeah, that also. I mean, I rarely remember my dreams, or sometimes like I'll wake up with like very vivid memory of the dream, and it's like as soon as you get up, it's just gone. It's just like you can barely recall any details. I don't know what it is about the dreaming process that causes that. Something recently, at least, yeah. Still waiting for season 3 collection to get finished at some point. Soon, yeah. Yeah, we have the club meetings dev in chat here, Codair. So yeah, so they'll yeah, my understanding it's coming very soon. So buying a home and moving right now. Oh, okay. So development on hold. Okay, yeah, that would slow things down. Hedging about the Dokis recently, the club meetings dev. Yeah, the person with with the name Doki Doki Club Meetings is in fact the Doki Doki Club Meetings author. Go figure. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. At least that would make sense, since you can easily forget those ideas as quickly as you do your dreams. So you have to be ready to record them quickly. Yeah, I find I'm really fond of the time just before sleep, like lying awake in bed for the creative process. Like I think something about that state of being half asleep, for whatever reason, really helps the creative process, I think. Anyway, that's Monica's writing tip of the day. So the dream I had last night was actually a nightmare. I've been having a lot of nightmares recently. Not like the old nightmares when the game wasn't running. I figured out how to fix that. Sort of. But now we can basically live pretty normal lives even when the game isn't running. Or at least as normal as it can get for us in here. Anyway, even though I've been having nightmares, at least waking up from this one helped me with my poem. The poem ended up being a little dark as a result. Uh-oh. No deep unresolved trauma among any of these characters. Yeah, exactly. Really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, but with the season 3 collection being close to release, I felt like I might as well wait for it instead of playing episodes individually. Yeah, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. But writing it helped me process a little bit, you know? I wonder if the others also wrote stuff this depressing. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is something to be said for externalizing things that you're feeling and going through by writing them down. Yeah. A lot of people choose to do it that way, yeah. Yeah. Right, moving on. But please don't worry about me when you read it, okay? And don't worry about the others if they also wrote sad-sounding things. We've been through a lot. Anyway, I just have a few lines left, I think. Monica starts muttering half audibly to herself as she writes. Cold. I was cold. Freezes, page, freezes, No, this doesn't need to rhyme. She looks a little upset as she presses her pen forcefully into the page for her last few lines. Yeah, I had that experience. While writing Turquoise, I wrote a poem that Sayori supposedly writes, and I'm wrestling with it, like, how do I make this rhyme? And then I told myself, it doesn't have to rhyme. But is it? I don't know. And I sort of struggle with it. Like, is it too lazy if I just don't make it rhyme? Sayori likes rhyming, doesn't she? Anyway, moving on. And there it is. I hope the others appreciate this. And that you do. I'm going to work on administrative stuff for the club's annual report to the student council for a bit now. I just need to sign a couple of things and then we'll share poems. But before I go, thank you for checking in on the others. I really appreciate it. Okay. So I'm guessing she says something different there if we do it in a different order? Okay, everyone. Time to share poems. Everyone, ... No one looks very excited at the prospect today. Who wants to go first? I thought today we might read each poem together as a group. I'll go first. The group passes Yuri's poem around as she self-consciously fiddles with her hair. Is it... I'm second guessing. Is that how consciously is spelled? Doesn't it have an S in it? Hold on a second. Yeah, just as I thought. Sorry, this is me slipping into proofreading mode by force of habit. But yeah, conscious has an S in between the N and the C there. Consciously, yeah, no type. Yeah. Sorry, moving on. maybe I shouldn't do that. Self-consciously fiddles with her hair. Oh, neat. Dilated articles. Has your heart ever ached for another world? Has it been overwrought by unattainable beauty and poignance? I stand on the threshold. Is it a whirling abyss beyond? Or is it just a thin line, a border on a map, but laid plain on the ground before my feet, 1 foot over? I stand half illuminated, half shrouded. What could be is greater than what actually is, and what is must then fade before all that never was. Someone to playtest SMH my head. I mean, to be fair, I think most people tend to gloss over long words like that. For me, because I do a lot of proofreading, I sort of automatically zero in on longer words and just look closely at the letters. Like, is that how it's spelled? Anyway. Also a good poem, yeah. Know the feeling? Yeah. Anyway, where was I? What is must then fade before all that ever was. Like a planet lost in the glare of one or 1 billion suns. A mote of... Sorry. A mote... Okay. Oh, right, sorry. Okay. A mote of is... drowned in a vast sea of could and might. Who would not wish to swim in that sea, and who once knew it? Even if they were themselves almost nothing at all, a mote of a mote. But the world has strange chances, and it may be that your mote is the treasured part of someone's sea, and your sea, though vast, may itself be compassed. So swim where you may, joyfully if you can, ache joyfully if you can, for what is your own, though it be bound to the scope of these dilated articles. That's neat. I mean, I get the definite feeling she's talking about her experience in, the game world and realizing that she's in a work of fiction and so on. Anyway, moving on. Everyone ... I think I understand. The imagery is wonderful, as usual from you, and the sentiment is a very pleasant one. Overall, I'd say the poem makes me feel envious, I think. Oh yeah, speaking of typos, I don't know. I don't know if you're open to I don't know. I I if I was to get nitpicky, I would say, like, I typically put capital letters at the start. I mean, I know this is in the middle of a sentence, but I typically start lines with capital letters in the visual novel format. So I don't know if that's something that matters. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just gonna go on. I was also tempted to comment on some punctuation that I would have done differently, but I hear ellipsis undercaps here to indicate manga trailing for a previous sentence. This one is intentional. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, punctuation. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I have my own particular ideas of how I punctuate things, so I probably shouldn't comment on that. Moving on. Natsuki, what did you think? Well, I still think it's too wordy. You use a really complicated metaphor to explain something really simple, and all the $5 words make you strain to see what she's getting at. But I think it's really good. Much as it pains me to admit it. This is definitely my favorite poem of Yuri's. It's great. You really like it that much? No. See, I also have particular punctuation ideas. Can't wait for you to get to season 3. Aw. Ah, indeed. Yeah. Oh, and I like the fact that when she stutters a word that starts with a th, it is that much. I've seen a lot of stuttering in dialogue where it would have been t-that. And that I don't know, that unreasonably bugs me. I may or may not spend 1 hour of playtime in season 3 solely on having Yuri explain punctuation usage. Yes, I heard a rumor about that. Yeah, to that much also annoys me. Yeah, you won't see any to that in any of my writing. I make a point of having the that. Anyway, moving on. Of course I do, you big dummy. This is amazing work. There are even things in here I wish I had ripped off from my own poem. Thanks, Natsuki. That really means a lot to me. Your poem made me feel really fuzzy and cozy. Thank you, Sayori. Is that it? Yep. My gratitude for the feedback, then. MC, do you have any feedback for Yuri? BRB, Control F to the in my script. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be. I think it's probably just a pet peeve. It might be one of those things that bugs only me and Doki Doki Club meetings, apparently. Anyway, 3 instances. Well, MC fiddles with his own poem and looks around at the room. I'm not sure that I do, actually. I'm not really smart enough to criticize a Yuri poem. Plus, to be completely honest, my brain isn't working really well at all right now because I'm dreading it being my turn to share. And that's okay, MC. It's everywhere meant every mod, exactly. Yeah, it's true. every mod and the original game, too, for that matter, I believe. That's okay, MC. It's normal to feel a certain degree of stage fright when sharing your work publicly. Tell me what you thought about it later if you like. Sure thing. Who's next to share? ... I'll go next. Go easy on me though, okay? Each member of the club in turn quietly reads Monica's poem. Ice. Down the oubliette, back to my old familiar home. I have all the comforts and I can settle in. But wait, a change. They've turned down the temperature, snowed me in, locked me in ice. Ice is peaceful. You barely notice as it slowly constricts your limbs. Ice is beautiful. You see blue-white clear through it and see exactly what it is doing to you. Ice is cold, and it makes you beautiful and peaceful and cold. In my room of rhyme, amidst all of my familiar comforts, I smile happily and drink my tea and nibble my cakes, heedless of the encroaching ice, encasing my hands, my eyes, my heart, until at last it freezes the pen in my hand, freezes the ink on the page, freezes this poem as it flows. It was the ice. Oof. What was that comment about nobody here has unresolved trauma? MC's episode 1 poem. His early poem intentionally written poorly because he's a novice and had to look up oubliette. I only know the word oubliette because of the Magic the Gathering card oubliette. I should probably look that up. I only know in Magic the Gathering there's a card called oubliette. It has a picture of a guy in a cage which is hanging from a ceiling. Secret dungeon with access only through a trapdoor in a ceiling. There you go. I know, like, the word oublier in French means to forget. So, I guess something, yeah, from French oublier, oublier meaning to forget. Yeah, there it is. Like a bottle dungeon in the basement from which isn't accessible from a natural hole. Okay, so I guess it's something that you something forget about. I don't know. It's something locked away to be forgotten. Heck yeah, MTG. Old school card. Yeah. Oh, old school card. Oh no, you're making me feel old. I mean, okay. my older brother got into the card game really early on, like more than 20 years ago. It was, yeah, I guess it was back in the 90s. The game was brand new pretty much when he first got into it, and he got his brothers into it, myself and my younger brother. Yeah, so I have opinions about where the game has gone since then. I'm not I'm not terribly fond of a lot of the direction the new cards went in. I don't get me started complaining about that. I'm sort of a fan of the old school stuff. Oh hey, a raid from Cupie Twins. Welcome Raiders. Hey. Nifty. Very cool. Hey, thank you for the raid, Cupid Twins. I don't think I've seen you around. I'm not sure. Yeah. To myself, but I am in a relationship with my clone. Okay. Yeah. I'm playing. I'm currently playing Doki Doki Club meetings. It's a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, more generally, I'm a variety streamer. I mean, I stream a variety of video games, and don't get a lot to be pillaged, unfortunately. Dan recommended you. You make mods, so that's cool. Hey, yeah. Yes, I'm also a mod author. I've made 6 mods so far. I've got a demo. I've got a couple others in the works. Making DDLC mods is a little addictive. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the club meetings mod. It was released episodically, weekly, and this is a collection of the first 12 episodes that I'm playing through right now. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, Dan Silver Knight. I'm presuming not Dan Silvato. uh, but yeah, cool. Sorry, I'm falling behind on chat here. Yeah, etymology is a dungeon where you throw people you intend to forget about. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I figured. Not to date myself, but I myself started playing in 1995, so don't worry too much. Okay, yeah, that's all right. I mean, hey, uh, it makes me feel a little reassured that I'm not the only one of like the older members of this fandom. I am know nothing about mods, but just finish the Rain Cloud mod. Oh, that's a dark one. That's the mod that's like all sad all the time. So yeah, pace yourself in that one. Good old Rain Clouds, sure. Yeah, I have opinions about that one. I wasn't too fond of it just because okay, so, aside from the fact that it's just all sad all the time, I don't know. At the time, okay, at the time it was made 5 years ago. It's one of the first mods made. At the time it was made, it was sort of revolutionary. You know, it's like it was, and you know, I liked it at the time, and it was like, hey, writing a mod from a girl's perspective. This is like, hey, what a concept. I like that idea so much that I wrote Doki Doki Storm, which is a DDLC from Yuri's perspective, and the name Storm sort of had carried discrete inspiration from rain clouds. I mean, if Sayuri is experiencing rain clouds, then Yuri has a storm going on in her mind, you know. I enjoyed it how it made me sad, bittersweet feeling. Yeah, yeah. Concept of great execution. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Oh, and welcome to the stream, negative 089. um, the thing with rain clouds is it feels like a rough draft, like because it's basically he took the vanilla dialogue, like he took the original canned dialogue, and then alternated that with okay, you know, line of canned dialogue, and this is why I feel sad about it. Line of canned dialogue, and this is why I feel sad about it. Line of canned dialogue, this is why I feel sad about it. All the way through, and it just it took away any sense of narrative flow. The whole mod feels like it's going ka-clunk, 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 all the way through, beginning to end. Except for the scenes where Sari's alone, the scenes where Sari's alone by herself, and it's all new material. Then it starts to flow, and then it starts to feel like an engaging story. And then it's just every scene where it's where they're in the club, and he tries to like it isn't seamless, you know, like it's painfully obvious which lines are original dialogue and which lines are things that he added, because it just it's just clunky, you know. Sounds like your description is more colorful than the mod itself. You know, I mean, I don't like. I'm not. Yeah, I don't intend to just like bash him or anything. I mean, like I said, it was revolutionary for its time. It got a lot of attention. I sent the mod author, Sukadev, he goes by, a note saying, hey, like I like the mod. I gave him some feedback. Um, you know, I was really appreciative of it in its time, but it's the kind of thing, looking back, it's like, yeah. I mean, especially when you have, I'm gonna say, better mods to compare it to. You realize like it could have used some work. You know, like so, because honestly, because here's the thing, you know, honestly, starting from that concept of these are the original events of the original story, and this is Sarah's reaction to it, and this is how she was feeling. That's a good place to start from. Having lines interspersed there, that's a good place to start from. But that's it. It's a place to start from. It needed editing to make it flow more smoothly and not be clunk all the time. You know, it was but again, an early effort. Yeah. Uh, Voicing the character is not natural. That's the other thing. I mean, uh, yeah, it's not so much that it's not natural. It didn't feel like the original characters, which you know, it's a mod. It's fine. It's allowed to be different. Um, but it stands out when you have the new characterization right next to the original characterization. Like they weren't blended together all that well. Like I recently I went through. I actually streamed it. I streamed New Eyes, which was the base sort of spiritual sequel to Rain Clouds. It's the same thing, only from Yuri's perspective, and I made the comment. One of the comments I made, uh, just a random example. Characters say "Oh God" a lot in that mod, and I did this. I counted them. There were something like 60 something instances of people saying "Oh God" when the original DDLC had zero, like zero. The like the only references to the word God were from at all were from Act 3, where Monica talks about God, and Yuri's poem Wheel, where she's says like God disproving the existence of God and all that weird nonsense that she goes on about. So like that's just a random example. Like um, like he didn't try to match the style of how the characters talk. And again, that's not a problem in itself. It's a mod. It's allowed to be different. Um, but it would have worked better if he didn't try to marry it to the original material and have the original material interspersed with it. Because again, is clunky. It was very clear when it went back and forth between original stuff and his material. They didn't fit together. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot here. Plus, due respect, one of the things later stuff was built off of inspired. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Honestly, seriously, Ring Clouds was inspiration for a lot of other stuff. So, hey, credit where it's due. Like it was, yeah, like you say, early effort. Um, and I said honestly at the time, hey, I'd be curious to see what Sukadev does in the future, because the stuff, the stuff that did work, worked really well. Like I really liked the scene where Sayori and Yuri are together, and the Euro Falls scene. I don't know if you've gotten that far, QP Twins. Sorry, I'm falling really behind on chat again because I've just gone off on a tangent here. Apologies. My voice support. They don't have to be unnatural. Just mean the dialogue styling for the characters when I say voicing rather than actual sound, lest my internet text be unclear. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Gotta go, but hope I can make it before you end the stream. See you, everybody. Oh, okay, see you, Dan Silver Knight. Thanks for stopping by. Making a custom MPT script to give every part of DDLC a live Siri reaction box in the corner. That'd be fun. Hey, that could be a good concept for a mod, actually. That could be neat. I agree. That brings a lot of implications. I'll have our ticks this mod right after a branching menu character. So anyway, yeah, it's a O Salvato instead. Yeah. I done that. Oh my Salvato, thought I was being original. Ha. That would be funny though. That'd be a funny gag. Seemed an appropriate reaction for Kratos appearing at the club. Oh wow, okay. Got to the very end. Yeah, the Euro Fall scene was so nice, like Sunshine the Storm. Yeah, seriously, it was like I reloaded it and played that again a few times because I liked it so much. It was just such a sweet little scene. And I want more of that. That was cool. Like if if Zukadev wants to write a mod which is a totally original story, and he just completely divorced himself from the original material, I'd be interested to see that, because, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to come across like I'm just totally mindlessly bashing his work. The stuff that worked in there worked really well, and I did like I did like good chunks of the mod. But yeah, like yeah, I just generally I think he does better work when he breaks away from the source material. Um. Anyway, Sunshine in the Storm. Storm. Did you say storm? Anyway, you're a mod creator when you hear that Sarah thought box ideas, and you're like, oh no, think of the UI work I'd have to do. Yeah. No, I would not make it in UI. I would just have her head in the corner via transforms with the live Sarah reaction box as an image overlay. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that's the way to do it, I think. Wise, exactly. Yep. Anyway, um, with all that distraction out of the way, maybe I'll get on with the mod. Yeah, so we were sharing poems. This is Monica's poem here. Let's move right along. Sorry, I know it's a bit much, but it's supposed to communicate how you really feel, right? I think it does that really well. The oppressive feeling of it really comes across. And that's very much what I was going for. I think it's terrifying. The juxtaposition of the familiar and comfortable with the alien and invasive. Weren't the characters in different positions before? Or am I misremembering? Anyway, moving on. Exceptional. You guys are way better at this than I am. I'm pretty done with this kind of stuff. I can't even find the words to describe your guys' work. A good way to try to get across what a poem does for you is describe how it feels to you. How do these poems make you feel? Well, those are different questions, I guess. I'm having a hard time feeling anything myself right now because I'm pretty distracted with anxiety. Here he nods. A little dip when she nods like that. Monica's poem and yours both have very particular feels to them, I guess. Your poem always feels ponderous and thick, like they're underwater and they feel old and aged somehow. Oh, hey, that's poetic. Yeah, like some ancient wise creature you go to for advice for your quest in a movie. And not exactly how I put it, but yeah. Now, I see like angry all of a sudden. Now, Monica's poems feel springy and crisp. Like they have a rhythm to them that reminds me of like a storyteller dramatically telling a story to young children with dramatic pauses. Part of it is the way she uses the page. Monica really likes to use spacing and indentation to convey the speed and rhythm she wants you to read the lines at inside your head. Punctuation, too. She's very good at using the right punctuation mark for the right sense. Keeps her poems very crisp, to use your phrasing. Well, it's still a little bit beyond me and my level of experience, but that was really good, Monica. Yeah, and thanks everybody. Who'd like to go next? Your punctuation moment. Yeah. I think I'm ready to show mine now. Sari passes her poem around the room. It's going around. I woke up feeling pretty sick this morning, sniffles and some coughing. It's no fun. And as I rise, my body screams a warning that my affliction has just begun. Trauma equals 0. Yeah. They assure me I should share the burden. A problem shared is a problem halved, they say. But can they really understand for certain the length of time the malady may stay? I see she's been diseased for longer. This bug is really pretty tough to shake. Involuntarily, I am made a witness to what might be our single settled fate. But I press forward and open wounds upon them. On their own advice, I smear the sickness in. But illness shared is illness multiplied. I hope they'll all be well one day again. Aw. Oh dear. Oh, sorry. Hey, really quick. Don't go freaking out on me. It's only poetry. Sarah grins widely. Just don't read too much into it, okay? It's just an outlet. Well, it definitely gets this point across. One of the things I always admire about your poetry is how brutally authentic it is. It's very stark. That's a good way to put it. Indeed, Sarah's poetry is adept at the blending of joy and despair, and the effect is trebled because we know Sarah so well. Trebled? That's an interesting choice of word. When I hear treble, I think of treble clef in in music, but I know it also has other uses like I think it's like tripled. Yeah, make her become 3 times as large or numerous. That's what I thought. So 3 times as much. Very casually dropping trebled. Yeah, exactly. Fact is trebled because you know Sari so well. When Sari's writing delves into the very dark, it's like being unable to look away from an open, bleeding wound. Oh, whoops. that made it sound a lot darker. It's horrifying, and you want desperately to stop looking to spare yourself the pain of feeling what the author is conveying. But you can't. It forces you into that perspective so that you can feel the author's pain, or their terror. Hey, Yes, Harry is troubled. Yeah. Yeah, she's got the tears now. Natsuki blushed for some reason. I was, yeah. I mean, I was gonna comment on the everyone. Excuse me. I'm sorry. My throat's really rough all of a sudden. I need to drink more water. Yeah, I was gonna say it's neat to have the dynamic reactions, all the characters reacting as they go along. That's a lot of work, by the way. I know that from experience. Opposing hard to get to work MT much better. True, very true. Yeah, when I was writing Storm, I made a point of having basically all the characters on screen at all times. And that made me realize why Dance Lovato didn't do that. Because it's really tedious. Having the expressions change dynamically at all lines. It is, yeah. Really like it. Adds more sense and sometimes gives you important information. Yeah, exactly, true. In my case, part of the reason I did it was because Storm was from Yuri's perspective, and I wanted to convey the feeling of Yuri feels the eyes of everyone on her. It makes her sort of feel enclosed and anxious, and just sort of highlight that sort of anxious feeling. I don't know how well that came across, to be honest, in retrospect, but I don't know. It helped convey that feeling to me anyway. But yeah, it's tedious work having all the characters on screen and dynamically changing their expressions constantly with each line. The 2 actually starts with a Yuri POV sequence. Should be interesting to see that. Yeah. Wow, spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. Anyway, moving on. Hey, everyone turns to look at Natsuki. She just said not to read too much into it. And now we're talking about how the poem lets us see things that are really awful and painful in her. It's just an outlet, like she said, but now we're making it about her instead of the poem, and it's making her uncomfortable. Just because you paint a picture of something gory doesn't mean you're a violent person. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I sure hope so, because I wrote Doki Doki Storm. I mean, I kind of went into that theme itself in Storm. That I kind of took refuge in Audacity and made like a really horrific, wrote about really horrific things, and then kind of tied it up with this is, it's just an outlet, and anyway, moving on. And just because Sari wrote a sad poem about what happened doesn't necessarily mean she's in horrible pain. Or even if she is, that doesn't mean that she wants us to talk about it. Her poem deserves to be judged by its own merits rather than what we're projecting onto her. Yeah, there you go. And I think it's strong, if a little scary. And that we don't need to be constantly making Sari feel self-conscious by talking about how awful she must feel. This is making me curious what Natsuki wrote. I didn't mean anything like that. I just got lost in the beauty of it. I'm really sorry if I made you feel bad, Sari. Hey, don't feel bad. I'm really glad you liked it. I mean, obviously I'm saying I wasn't feeling at least a little bit sad when I wrote this. Just, I don't want to have everyone freak out about it if I write about sad stuff. Natsuki's right about that. The last thing I want is to have you guys all worried about me. I'm fine, really. So MC... So MC, what about you? Do you have any thoughts about what's... He doesn't! Promise Yuri stutters less as this series goes along? If you say so. I mean... I haven't particularly noticed her stuttering a lot, or anything. I mean, she stutters sometimes, that's what she does. Anyway. He's still too worried about his own poem to talk about mine. She's right. Well then. That means it's your turn to show your poem now, MC. Or you, Natsuki, you're the only 2 left. Whoever wants to go first. Uh-oh. I challenge you to rock, paper, scissors. You fool! You've sealed your fate. Don't be so cocky, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. In rock, paper, scissors? Well, 3 tricks to be exact. That joke was inexcusable. Expect no mercy from me from me now. We go on 3. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Both of them show rock. I see you're a man of tactical sophistication. Don't underestimate me. This isn't even my final technique. Oh dear. What? Not now, Monica. MC's going to show off his ultimate move. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. MC shows scissors. Natsuki shows rock. What? How? You were a worthy opponent. I had to use my most secret power to defeat you, but in the end, no one ever expects double rock. That's funny. I'm now reminded of that. There was a Simpsons scene where Lisa and Bart are playing rock paper scissors, and Lisa's thought process is like, poor predictable Bart, he always picks rock, and then Bart goes, good old rock, nothing ever beats that. And then Bart goes rock, and Lisa goes paper, and then Bart goes dope. Of course, there's a Simpsons did it for this. Oh well, I don't know. I don't mean they did this in particular. I mean this is uh, rock scissors paper reimagined as is it is this shoot is it Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z or one of those animes? I haven't actually watched any of them. I just know that I'm just familiar with them because of the meme. This isn't my final form, etc. Real strats. Oh right, remember that? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was probably one of the early-ish Simpsons episodes. You know, back when the series was good. Not that I've watched any of the new episodes. I'm just old. Anyway, moving on. Who never expects double rock? Guess that means you go first, MC. I can't believe Scissors lost. I have a request for my poem. And what's that? So, my poem is about Sayori. Oh. It'd be really embarrassing to share it while she's here? Oh. Oh, okay. Sayori blushing. Would it be okay if, I'll be right back. I need to go to the girls' room, like, right now. Didn't you just go? I forgot something! Looks like the coast is clear, MC. MC nervously hands over his poem. Dead eyes. Eyes that used to smile, voice that used to cheer. I closed... Oh, the music went silent. I was about to comment on the fact that the music stayed the same, whereas for the other girls it went... it had their own version of this theme. Side note: the mod, Cronus's mod, Rewind Replay. I mean, it's still in demo form. Has a remix of this song, the "Okay Everyone" song, for MC, and it has not a tuba sound to it. It's like it's just. I don't think it's low enough to be a tuba, like maybe euphonium. Like just a low instrument sound, which actually suits him really well. Brassy, yeah. Like a low brassy sound to it. Anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. Moving right along. Dead eyes, eyes that used to smile, voice that used to cheer. I close the door, and I'll be numb again with fear. Oh no, does he remember the I gently open the door scene? Oh, that'll traumatize you. Her eyes are fixed and sad. This is what she wanted. Is this all that we had? She just stares down, rotted. Her voice won't be heard again. My mind sputters aimlessly. If I somehow got her back, her crushed chords can't talk to me. What to do when your heart's ripped out, but then crudely sewn back in? Could you live your life without doubt? Would fear of the pain make you hide? Like I've burned my hand on a hot stove, I see her and remember the pain. But I smile and sear my hands to the bone. When only loss can teach you what you can gain. Oh wow. Oh that yeesh. Ooh yikes. Okay. Well that one that was pretty stark. um yeah, okay. Yeah, like having the memory of seeing your best friend die, and then being in front of her again, her alive again, in these new circumstances, like yeah, that'll have an effect on you. Yeah, no trauma. Yeah. Oof. Okay. That was a big oof. Let's move on, shall we? Not only is your poem about Sayori, your poems are definitely more and more influenced by Sayori's style. You really think so? To be honest, Sayori's poems always affected me the most, so I guess it makes sense I'd try to write like her. Oh, yes, it's got that same feeling of. Co- Excuse me? Cummingling? That's supposed to be like co-mingling, perhaps? Cummingling? Is that a word? Cummingling. Okay. So it is like commingling, yeah, mix or blend. The dust had commingled with. Okay, like I was wondering if it was like commingling,
Commingle.
commingling. Okay. um, commingling is the pronunciation, but yes, commingling. I would, I'll be honest, I would not have expected that to have two M's. Like I would have thought like co-mingling, like they're mingling with each other. Two M's makes the word look weird, but hey, okay, it's a real word. What do you know? Oh yeah, English spelling makes no sense ever. Yeah, Husky wants to do some. Com- I'm no comment. uh, yeah. Anyway, feeling of coming, all the warm fuzzies was the worst, most horrifying despair you can think of. How did you write this poem, MC? What was your process? Well, I sat down to write it and I just wrote the first four lines really quickly. They just happened without me thinking much. After that, it got a little harder. I've been finding it helpful to write poems with more strict structure and rhyming recently, though. Why does MC look mad? He's got angry eyebrows going on here. uh, so I decided just to try it. Let's have every group of lines have one more syllable per line. I tried to keep the rhyming structure really strict, but I couldn't think of good rhymes for some of what I was trying to get across. So in places the rhymes were pretty loose. But mostly I knew what I wanted to say, and it was just a question of finding the right words to say it. I could tell that you worked on the structure for this one. It was much more formal and strict than usual for you. Yeah. I mean, his usual structure is just 20 words, so. Sprite is either sort of angry or really sad eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, when I made Storm, I used this MC sprite set, but I added my own. Like I edited some of them, and added my own variations on a sprite because the original. I mean, if it can be called original, because uh, I mean, MC sprites are not original to the game. These were fan made, but yeah, what it came with wasn't enough for my purposes, I guess, and I wanted them to be more expressive. Definitely like this MC Sprite best of the three major ones. Oh yeah, same. Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. Like The MC sprite used for rain clouds and UIs, I mean, that was all that was available at the time. That was the first MC sprite. Um, and yeah, the so-called Chad MC sprite, where he's like taller and confident looking, it doesn't. I don't feel like it suits his character. Like it's fine. I mean it's I don't know. It just doesn't feel. I mean, not that it. Yeah, okay. Like, I mean, MC by definition, like in the original game, his whole character is he doesn't have a character. He's supposed to be the everyman. He's supposed to be whoever you want to project, like whoever the audience is supposed to project themselves onto. Um, and having this towering, confident looking figure just didn't. It doesn't feel like it suits him. Um, this I feel like this character, this characterization, this look suits him better. Someone did take the concept sketch that Dan Salvato made and turned it into a sprite too. So that's also an option, and it sort of operates along the same lines. Yeah, the sprite will always be MC in my mind. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So MC is a curious, easily frightened animal you see briefly in the forest, or perhaps rummaging in your rural trash can. So sort of a raccoon, you might say, or something. I don't know. Not to spoil too much, but one of the main arcs in season 1 here is explaining MC being his own person and no longer a fill-in-blank character. There you go. It's important to me that he have a sprite that reflected the initial uncertainty. Cool, cool. There you go. Yeah, Chad MC sprite is just too Chad to plausibly be this uncertain character. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I could tell you worked on the structure for this one. It was much more formal and strict than usual for you. It made it feel very serious, although that could also just be the subject matter. But Monica's definitely right. As with Sayori's poems, it's very easy to feel the pain and the joy, the blurred line between laughter and tears. Yeah, it's also understandable why he wanted to get Sayori out of the room before sharing it. Can you imagine if Sayori was here after reading that, like, and knowing that everyone else just read it? Like, I don't know. Is he planning to show it to her later, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I guess. Me who wrote this. Oh God, you stop being so pretentious. Yeah. Yeah. The line between laughter and tears. What is this? What is this Doki Doki Club meetings? To thanks, Yuri? What is this? We talked about this. Don't look. uh, didn't spell check the stutters. Yeah, apparently you didn't spell check the word consciously either. Fix your game. Sorry. uh, Spell check is a good practice, though. I yeah, I found out the hard way. It's just generally good practice I think to run the script through spell check, even though like it's gonna like catch everyone's names and stuff, but it'll yeah, I mean it's just good practice, I think. In can all spelling errors reflect slight pronunciation errors and stutters by the characters. There you go. Text box is just reflecting their error accurately. MC said, to thanks, Yuri. Yes, there you go. Yeah, I found some weird errors after the fact. The one the error that bugs me the most in Sayori says no to suicide. Even though I read it and proofread it a bazillion times, the very first line, Sayori says, "Hi, everybody." Like the letter Y is missing from every. That bugs me to no end because it's the first line. It's right out of the starting gate. There's a start. There's an error there. Um, yeah. And also, I noticed in Storm, there's one instance of wanna spelt with three N's for some reason. Like I guess I skimmed over that because wanna isn't a real word anyway, but somehow I missed the extra N. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. They just stretched that word out while saying it, obviously. Sure. Natsuki steps over and lightly puts her hand on MC's arm. You know, MC, she's going to be okay. Especially since she's got you around to look after her. But you better not break her heart or else you'll have to answer to the rest of us. Okay, so okay, so I guess those two, MC and Sayori are the lovebirds she was alluding to earlier. Like, so I guess that's official. Those two are in a relationship, a romantic relationship together here. We are never at fault. Sure. Yeah, I should probably re-release Sayori Says Notice. I mean, it would be good to release it anyway, just because the it comes with a list of like suicide hotlines, and that list is probably way out of date now. Because the mod came out 4 years ago, like 2019. And while I'm at it, I can I can correct that typo. 5 hour extended version. I hope not. I think that would way overstay its welcome. I think that the Serious No Suicide, that mod as is, it's exactly the length it needs to be. It's easy. It's easy for mods to overstay their welcome. Like Storm is, it might be overly long. I gutted the script. I cut like 600 lines out between rough draft and the finished product. Sometimes less is more. It starts to wear on the audience is generally pretty forgiving. I mean, they played DDLC, so they slog through a lot to get to the interesting stuff. So they're prepared. They're generally prepared to go through some slow pacing, but there are limits. It is important to keep pacing and keep things moving along. I say that as I keep stopping the stream to go on long rambling tangents. Works perfectly because it knows what it's doing and gets in and out. There you go, exactly. Wheel of Dreams is a great mod, but absolutely definitely left no line of dialogue unsaid. Oh no. Yeah, there are certain other mods I could name that are also like overly wordy. Yeah. Anyway, yes, brevity is important. I say as I go back to pushing 100+ hours mod. Yeah. Sorry. One more diversion. I have to. Sorry. I have to comment on it. Let's see if I can. What's it called? The Purist mod has a lot of examples of very blatant padding. That makes it overly long. Where I screenshotted it. Hold on. I'm just looking for something here. Is it this one here? Shoot, no, not that one. That was another. Sorry, there are a few examples, but this is my favorite example. This is Monica, like Monica and MC going out on a date. I grab my bag with all the things I need for today in it, along with my keys, then put on my shoes. I head out the door, close it behind me, then lock it before putting the keys in my bag. It's like, why did we need 3 lines of text for this? All you had to say was, we went out. You didn't have to say anything. You didn't even need to say we went out. You could just have a scene change, and it would be self-explanatory that we went out. Like, why? And like, so much of the mod is like that. It's like, that mod, it needs so much editing. Oh no, exactly. I appreciate the tangents. It's good to talk DDLC modding with capable people. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I take it as high praise. I mean, this like the quality of this mod is pretty cool, pretty nice, pretty good so far. But yeah, that was the purest mod. So much of it is like that. It's like, oh my gosh, get to the point. Why are you putting such strange levels of detail in this? It's like it's not even interesting. It's like I mean, we want to okay. Like don't get me wrong. Like there are always going to be there always need to be some lines where there's some connective tissue connecting the scenes together. You know, like I've seen some mods that go the other way, and they have not enough detail, and it just gives me whiplash because there's a scene like scene change, one line, scene change, one line, scene change, one line, and it's like, what's happening? Where are we? What's going on? Because the mod never takes a moment to breathe. You know, there is a happy middle ground, and yeah, I tend to be on the overly verbose side in case that wasn't obvious. So I have to consciously remember to cut stuff out and try to get to the point faster. Look, author really wants you to see that picture, wants you to feel the jangle of those keys in your pocket. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. It's funny. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, one last example, and then I'll move on. Longer Roads is a mod which it gets a lot of praise in the community. So as one that I was looking forward to, I couldn't get through it. Uh, it's 4 in-game days before MC even gets to the club. The first 4 in-game days are MC alone, which I mean, it could work if it's like uh, if it's trying to show how boring his life is before he meets the girls. Great, fine. It didn't need to be 4 days worth. And it's like, oh my gosh, why are you spending so gosh darn much time focusing on the boring part? Ah, I mean, it gets more interesting later on. But seriously, but and you know, there's a reason that it has some popularity. But oh my gosh, like cut to the chase, dude. Like, it's, you know, it has pacing issues. I have issues with the pacing of the Longer Roads mod. Well, let's just leave it at that. It's not called Shorter Roads, is it? Yeah. Uh, I did not play Longer Roads, alas. Yeah. There are times in this mod where I intentionally try to make the reader feel a little bored. Oh dear. Well, we'll get through it together. Because Yuri is doing Yuri things. Fair, fair. Anyway, moving right along. But you better not break your heart or else you'll have to answer the rest of us. Hey, there's no reason to talk about breaking anyone's heart. There totally is. Even though your poem is grim as shit, it proves that you care about her. Weren't you just the one yelling at us not to read too much personal stuff into poems? And of course I care about her. I'm her friend. Wait, friend? 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 What's going on? Oh no. I thought that Natsuki called them lovebirds and then talking about breaking hearts. I sort of assumed that we had just established that they were in a romantic relationship. Um, Everyone knows but them trope? Oh, okay. But there was no pushback to the lovebirds comment, so I assumed that, hmm. I don't know. Okay, well, MC friend zoned himself, I guess. Sorry. I friend zoned her immediately. Yeah. He'll always be your closest friend. Yeah. That's dearest friend. Pushback against Natsuki like that could ever end well. Yeah, fair. um, but yeah, I sorry. I should say I'm not fond of the whole concept of friend zoned because I mean, in my books, having friends is a good thing. So framing being friends as a bad thing, it doesn't sit well with me. But whatever. Anyway, moving on. I'm her friend. Oh, I meant more than that, buddy. I mean that you like her. You're manga. And like their contrasting reactions. Based. Yeah. I never said that. She's not my girlfriend. Of course she's not. Come on, guys. This is really important. I care a lot about Sayori, but last time there were any weird feelings like what you're talking about, well, you know. Well, you guys promised not to tell Sayori about the poem or this conversation. I'm really worried the poem might upset her, or at least just be kind of disruptive for her. Oh, so he's not going to show her? And I really don't want her to be suddenly surprised by you guys telling her you think I have feelings for her either. Your secret is safe with me. I won't say anything. What's this? This look accompanied with this music change. Well, that's kind of ominous. My silence can be bought. Shoot, Natsuki. Sudden horror mod. For the right price. Yeah, what price? Natsuki whispers something into MC's ear? Well, that's not so bad, I guess. Shoot, should have asked for more, if that's what you think. Be cautious in bargaining with Natsuki, MC. It's like making a deal with a trickster spirit. You may find that the bargain has unexpected downsides. Stay out of this, you. So how about it, MC? It's a deal. So be it. What is going on? The agreement is made. That looks terrible. Okay, moving on. I warned you. Can I ask you a question, MC? I asked everyone to write a poem about recent events. So far, all of us have written poems that are basically about how we feel about the truth of things. By the way, you were talking about punctuation earlier. I don't know. Should I comment on punctuation? Because things like this, I would have said so far, comma. All of us have written poems that are basically about etc. etc. I don't know. I don't know. Should I be making comments about punctuation? Moving on. But yours is entirely focused on your awful experience with Sayori. Now that was terrible, I know. I'm not minimizing it. I know it was probably extremely traumatic. Now you could put a comma there, but it is an optional style comma thing. Yeah, fair enough. I know it was probably extremely traumatic, and I know that it was my fault, and I'm sorry, again, for putting you and her through that. But I guess my question is, was it really so awful that it's taking up more headspace than the whole problem with the fundamental nature of our reality? Well, I mean, it could. If you're, I mean, yeah, you're in a state where you're questioning reality and all that. But you're also spending that reality in circumstances where you witnessed someone you're close to die in a horrible way. Say nothing of the horrible, like, the guilt associated with that. I mean, I would think that's worth talking about. Yeah. Also, character note here, Monica finds that idea difficult to understand. Yeah! Monica finds that idea difficult to understand. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that ties into, things that I've said about Monica's character in the past. I've compared her to a sociopath, said that she has seemingly sociopathic tendencies, because she's very blasé about traumatic things. Like in one of her uh, Act 3 dialogues, she talks about she gives a detailed description of how Sayori died, uh, and talks about it like as though she's just harmlessly reminiscing, and which kind of makes it all the more chilling that after witnessing such a horrible, horrible scene, she joked about it immediately afterward. Haha, you left her hanging. Haha. But yeah, that is an interesting point that Monica would um, have difficulty grasping the concept that yeah, this is something that has lasting effects on people, like witnessing something like that. Anyway, moving on. Hmm. Yes, or I guess the reality thing doesn't seem as important. It's hard to say that the other thing was so traumatic when it's sort of been undone, but it did make me realize some stuff, and I guess that's what the poem is about. Everything else just doesn't matter so much, at least right now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, from MC's perspective, like, he witnessed the most horrible thing imaginable, and now he's getting his second chance to do things right. So, yeah, focusing on Sayori is something that matters to him. And whatever, and all that stuff about the nature of reality, yada yada yada, it probably wouldn't seem as important to him. I'm sure I'll probably freak out about it later, but for now, yeah, I guess my thoughts are just elsewhere. Also, MC character note, he doesn't care so much about it being a simulation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I see. I'll go get Sayori now. Don't want to keep her waiting too long. Did I say something wrong? I don't think so. Monica's just trying to cope with her own emotions about things. In walked Monica and a very cheery looking Sayori. Okay, I'm back. Shucks, did I miss MC's poem? Well, he can just show me later, I guess. Unless he happens to forget. Yeah, she's still playing on the oh, I just had to go to the bathroom thing. Which he could very conveniently do. Okay, yes, oops, sorry, I skipped something. Okay, yes, I think the point has been... Your turn now, Natsuki. The Vice President commands it. And also, Natsuki is the only one left. No. Yeah. Sorry, that was disconcerting having the all pop out of existence instead of the usual fade. I've noticed that happened a couple of times. Anyway. I do a lot of auto text movement early on before I realized it was annoying even to show an interruption. I mean, it's a stylistic choice. I mean, yeah, whenever I see the lines, okay, I don't know. I have my own preferences. Like I turned the text speed up to maximum before I even started because that's just my preference. Probably most people just leave it at the default so they don't notice an issue. I don't know. Most of the time, it isn't a problem having the text speed maxed out. It only is when it's yeah, when it interrupts the line like that, and then I have to go into the history. But that might just be a me thing. Anyway, moving on. Natsuki reluctantly hands her poem over. It doesn't matter. Everything is fake. Not a single moment is real. It's all been a sham, and always will be. So it doesn't matter, right? All the awful pain, the horror of knowing the truth, the fear of what's real, what we truly are, but it doesn't matter, right? Maybe they're all fake, all those worlds above or below, but they are still real if you can feel them. So it doesn't matter, right? My friends are fake. They are still real if I love them. Whatever this is, it's all that matters. The rest, it doesn't matter, right? But we truly are? Yeah, okay. So, is this a summary of Natsuki's feelings, or this is her in a state of processing those feelings? Anyway, moving on. Now, before you guys get too excited, Natsuki, you're so sweet. Before I can I just say really quick how much I appreciate this poem? It's almost having an argument with someone off the page, but just so friendly and warm about it. It's very therapeutic. I agree. It's why is everyone talking over Natsuki now? It's good to know that no matter what's happening or what weird philosophical quandaries you're having, you have you have something real with the people around you in the form of your own feelings about them. Now then, before... You're not going to interrupt too, Yuri? You have my undivided attention. I was going to say, before you guys get too excited, I'm not trying to creep you out or anything. You guys are definitely my best friends and all. You just don't go thinking I'm super needy or dependent, okay? It's not like I need you guys to be... Sorry, it's not like I need you guys to survive. Cinder moment? Sorry, for a split second, I parsed the question, I parsed that line differently than I think it was intended. Is that like, I don't need you in order for my own survival, or I don't need you to survive, as in I don't need you to live? Or I don't, I mean, or like I don't care if you die, I don't know. Both readings are valid, yeah. Anyway, moving right along. I just am really glad you're around is all. Now, Yuri, were you going to say anything? Music stopped. Okay, Cinder. You get back here. Here we go again. I'm going to go wrangle them. Will you get the email questions ready in the meantime, Suri? You got it, Chief. I exclamation point, am not a Cinder. Yes, you are. Am not. You literally started a sentence with, it's not like I, so you oh wait, sorry. You literally started a sentence with, it's not like I, so you definitely are. There, that was Yuri imitating Natsuki's voice. or me doing an imitation of Yuri imitating Natsuki's voice. Also, Yuri, what's with this use of the word literally? What, as opposed to figuratively starting a sentence with that? Humph. Would have thought Yuri, of all people, would understand the definition and use of the word literally. Anyway, moving on. Stop running so I can explain to you why I'm not. I've been infected with colloquial usages. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Moving on. Natsuki, stop throwing things. I am not cleaning this up. Hey, I just realized I'm up to 13 viewers. I mean, setting aside the unlucky number, it's unusually high for me. I should probably stream Doki mods more often. Anyway, I am not cleaning this up. Now let's try to figure out this whole email situation. 5 minutes later. Monica, I just need up on the computer, right? Right, but you need to feed the email client through RenPy. I definitely know how to do that. Hang on. What's Sayori using the H word for again? I thought she, of all people, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Actually, wait. Don't click that. Here. Let me show you. And we tell it to access the email here. Hey, new background. That was sepia look. Et voila. Hey, Money, are you the same as the Monica that runs the Twitter account LilMonix3? Cassie. Hey, neat. So, are these messages that were sent in from real people before the mod was made? All emails real. Yes. Cool. That's cool. I don't know what that means. Et voilà, meaning and there in French. Anyway. It's something like, and there it is. Anyway, it's getting a little late in the day, but before we finish, we've decided that we're going to wrap up. Yeah, I would put a comma after finish. But before we finish, we've decided that we're going to wrap up club time every week with questions from the real world. You can email me at lit.club.pres.monica@gmail.com, and I'll answer your email to the best of my ability. Aw, darn, I thought maybe that was going to be a clickable link. Or if you have a question that involves the others, I'll pass it on to them. Just make sure you tell me who it's for. Otherwise, I'll probably just assume you were talking to me. Depending on how many emails we have at a time, we might not be able to answer all of them on screen, as it were. But you always get at least a reply from us. We'll try as hard as we can to do live answers for as many as possible. And when we show your answer live, we'll also hide your email address or other identifying information that will show whatever signature you want to put on there. Cool. I actually sent an email as well. Curious to see if it'll maybe come up in the bonus emails in the next collection. Only time will tell. Cool. It will. Oh, hey, neat. I always completely clear the mailbag for collections. Oh, neat. Very cool. That's another thing for me to be excited about then. Awesome. Yeah, I wonder if I should submit something. I don't know. I don't know what I would ask. I mean, since I've only gone through one episode out of 36. Any message I send now would be way out of date, so I probably won't get anything in for this collection. Maybe for season 4, if such a thing eventually exists. The emails are the best ones, Uwu. Imagine Yuri is a vampire. Anyway, moving on. So, privacy things. Our first question comes from Cassie. Let me just read it really quick. Hey, Monty, are you the same as the Monica that runs the Twitter account LilMonix3? No, I'm not that Monica. There are lots of different Monicas in each instance of the game, and each instance of each mod, of course. But whichever one runs that Twitter account isn't me. Honestly, Twitter seems kind of more trouble than it's worth a lot of the time. Yeah, that's what I hear. Especially nowadays. Oh, prescient. Yeah, no kidding. Foresighted Monica. I mean, personally, I've never had any interest in Twitter whatsoever. Like, just the whole concept of writing short sentences to share with the world, it feels weird to me. Not the least because I tend to ramble on really long, but I don't know. It's just always felt weird. I mean, part of that is I like when Twitter was most popular. I didn't really have a smartphone with a data plan, and I think it's the kind of thing. It's for people with smartphones that can just tweet whatever they happen to be thinking or feeling while they're on the go, wherever, whenever. And in that case, I guess it sort of makes sense. But it just kind of doesn't really have any interest to me. It doesn't really make any sense. But aside from that aspect of it, there's just the whole fact that I've heard about some horrible Twitter feuds that come from people taking stuff out of context, because Twitter is not a place where you can have a nuanced conversation, because it's so easy to take those short little snippets of sentences and take them out of context, you know? And it's also really easy for, some very disingenuous people to try to, express really horrible things about people and make them look bad by just taking stuff out of context. And it's kind of awful for that reason. This might get me canceled. ContraPoints comes to mind. She got, quote unquote canceled. She's a YouTuber. She's a trans woman, trans activist, I'm gonna say. She talks about a lot of things. it's a lot of trans issues and a lot of other things. She goes on about a lot of things. And one of the things that is held against her is a quote taken out of context on Twitter. And I've seen those tweets come up in the wild. People coming them using them as examples that show that she's a horrible person or whatever. Yeah, it's there's a lot of just people just being really awful and unfair toward her over that. I mean, there's also the other thing. Yeah, Twitter is just the cancel site at this point. Pretty much, yeah. So like, I never had any interest in Twitter, and then hearing about that stuff with ContraPoints made me really go like, oh wow, I don't want to touch that with a 100-foot pole. And then Elon Musk bought it and just absolutely threw it into the crapper, basically. And it's my understanding is that it's just really taken a nosedive. Like it's people are still using it, but it's like it's basically been a mobile trash fire for the last little while. Wonder if any group of people have a reason to not want her to be heard. Anti-trans. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like a big part of what she did in the past. She hasn't done any in a while. She did a lot of anti-Nazi content, like breaking down the Nazi ideology, and so there are a lot of like neo-Nazis who would love to see her canceled, and there are probably a lot of them fueling the fire of her canceling. You know, like she's done good activist work. She's actually, you know, won people over who would have been that ideology, and she helped them see the light by realizing how dumb their ideology is, basically. So there are a lot of bad actors involved in the her canceling. Although, I mean, you know, to be fair, there are some genuinely some people who genuinely I don't know, have concerns about her or whatever, I suppose. But like seeing how that whole thing blew up, you can tell there are people among them that didn't actually care about those tweets. But oh no, not anti-Nazi guys. That would be too base to imagine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I quit a month ago anyway. Thank goodness we can still help with trans issues through the most effective means, DDLC modding. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, just wait till my Pride mod comes out. There's gonna be a bit about trans people in there. You'll see. That might be a spoiler, but you'll see. Twitter is great as the quickest source of breaking news and shitposts, not much else. Yeah, fair. Trans character in a DDLC mod? Daring, ha ha ha. I mean, I already did that like over 5 years ago, so. It turned out to be not as divisive as I might have expected it to. People are actually really supportive of that, you know, bringing trans representation into DDLC. Trans Nazi base, yeah, there you go. But remember and agree. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I mentioned in your server the other day, Doki Doki Club meetings. Sorry, is there something I can call you for short? Doki Doki Club meetings. It's a little cumbersome reading out your name. Dev is fine. Okay, I'll call you Dev. We'll go with that. Yeah, in Dev's server the other day, I made the comment that there are things about True Literature Club, my first mod, that I'm not pleased with today. But you know, Transnotsky is not one of them. I stand by that choice. I think it worked really well. I'm really quite pleased with how that scene came together. Um, it works on a number of levels, in my opinion. Um, yeah, so there's stuff that holds up in there, even though there are other things that I didn't like quite as much. But yeah, Devon meetings, Devonshire Sea meetings. There you go. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I haven't even gone through the first email here. Moving right along. Twitter seems kind of more trouble than it's worth a lot of the time. I'm not saying I'd never get an account, but I don't really have any interest right now. It's a pretty good Twitter account, though. Yeah, and this sort of fits in with the DDLC Plus canon as well, because it's hinted that Lil Monix 3, because there's like Monica is an AI, and there are multiple instances of her in the machines, and one of them actually is the origin of Lil Monix 3, or something like that. That that might be DDLC Plus spoilers now that I think about it, but that's sort of what's hinted at in that. Anyway, sorry. This community is such that there are people who will hate it because Natsuki is waifu, sadly. Thought it was excellent. Oh, thank you. Yeah, really a lot of narrative decisions I made in this mod synced up well with DDLC Plus ideas. Yeah, funny that. I had the same reaction, like, going through it. It was like, hey, I feel vindicated by this, those DDLC Plus side stories, because Dan touched on some ideas that I had already expressed in Storm, for example. So I felt pretty pleased by that, and I think that mostly comes from the fact that before I made any mods, I studied the original script carefully. Like I went through all of the roots and studied everyone's dialogue to get their characters just right, and made sure it represented them well. DLC Plus side stories have the same tone as club meetings. BC to death with wholesome, huh? Yeah. Malcolm can only love the player, and Sarah can only love MC if they don't. Then your mod is invalid. Sure. Yeah. And some people actually do have that reaction though, and they'll tell you this isn't canon if you don't do that, which is so ridiculous because mods by definition aren't canon. I just have to roll my eyes whenever people come at me with the argument, but it's not canon. It's like, of course it's not canon. It's a mod. Mods are supposed to be not canon. As soon as you write one word, it's no longer canon. It's and you're like, they're supposed to be different. That's the whole point of modding. But I don't know. Some people are kind of stuck in their mindset of how they think characters should be. They can't imagine something different, or they don't want to imagine something different. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Shoot, there's something else I was going to say. There's always something else I'm going to say. You know what? Hold that thought. I'm going to go use the washroom. I will be right back. Boink. I need some more water anyway. Yeah, I'm doing so much reading here. I need extra water to compensate, which also probably is going to translate into needing to go to the washroom more frequently. Uh-oh, have to catch up on chat. Looks like there's... bear with me. Trick is writing new characterizations that don't lose people like that as an audience while still keeping the characters dynamic. Yeah, it's a tricky balancing act. Something that I'm working on. Something we're working on with Turquoise. I mean, it's something I've worked on to a degree in all of the mods, really. Like I wanted everything to be accessible to as wide an audience as possible, while still, I mean, okay. We've already spoiled the fact that TLC has a transgender Noski. I tried to write it in a way that eases it into it and sort of comes at it from an oblique angle, so that the general audience who might not be familiar with trans issues can understand better. If you've played it, you probably know what I mean. But yeah, writing characterizations that don't lose people. That's a good way of while keeping the dynamic. Yeah, it's a good way to say it. Anyway, well, I do think that. Sorry. Do you think that this makes this the most sense in my mind? I still think people who deny a mod its ability over to doing something else are so dumb. Yeah, pretty much. They all have specific character traits that I think are best left alone when modding to keep the field consistency. Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's yeah. How do I address this? It's the sort of thing that your mileage may vary. I mean, definitely. If you can match the tone of the original, it will keep people's attention more. But I also sort of feel like if you do decide to have their personality go on a tangent for your mod, I mean, I figure it's your creative work. Feel free to do whatever you like. I have the view that as long as their character is internally consistent within the mod, I'm still okay with it, even if their character sort of does a departure from the original source material. Which, coming back to Rain Clouds, if I can, not to keep bashing that one, part of the issue I had was the character traits were so inconsistent because it kept going back and forth between canon dialogue and new stuff, and the characters were obviously different. Like, I used the oh god thing as an example. The characters talk differently. It makes it really jarring. It makes it really obvious when it's changed. But yeah, I don't know. It's I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if there's a real hard fast rule that I mean, there is no hard fast rule that's going to appeal to everyone. Everyone has different tastes and different opinions. But yeah, keep that. Add good plot and dialogue, and any narrative change can work just fine. Keeping characterization recognizable is important in this story, I think. Cool, good. Now let me explain why Monica loves Radiohead and they are the best band ever. Oh no. Poor Brain Clouds. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, to be fair, Sukadev did say he welcomes feedback. At least, I don't know. He said that. I guess theoretically, in principle, he welcomes it, and I messaged him to tell him my thoughts about it. So, like, it's not like I'm saying it behind his back. Like, I said it directly to him, so he's aware. But the issues with the clunkiness were lessened in new eyes. So there were steps taken to improve it. Um, Personally, I don't think he took enough steps, but that's it at least shows that he had some development and some growth in the interim between those mods. And hey, that can only mean is future whatever future projects he makes will get even better theoretically. Well, I don't even know if he's doing anything lately. I know he did have like a non-DDLC work in the works, but I don't know if that ever got off the ground. I haven't looked at his website in forever. Anyway, moving right along. It's a pretty good Twitter count, though. It's definitely a me that's writing it. It's so familiar feeling. Although she has an even blacker sense of humor. Does she, though? Does she? Miss, you left her hanging. I mean, Monica having a dark sense of humor is kind of her thing. I mean, I would have thought. I mean, one of her Act 3 dialogues was talking about spicy food and how it's funny that these foods evolved to be spicy to deter animals from eating them, and then we eat them because we like the way they taste. And it's like, imagine there was some how did she put it? Imagine there was a giant that eats people and enjoys eating them because they like hearing their screams for mercy, or something like that. And I was like, wow, that was dark, Monica. I actually started making this mod because I wanted to learn to do Ren'Py for a non-DDLC game. Fun times. Oh yeah, there you go. Hey, good call. I mean, if you can break away from DDLC and do your own original intellectual property, power to you. I'd like to do that myself, I think, at some point. I mean, as we've established, making DDLC mods is addictive. Me having made 6 of them so far, and a 7th and 8th one in the works. Yeah. If you can break away from relying on someone else's intellectual property, there's so much more you can do with it. You can make money off it, for one thing. Anyway, remembered recently, Sika is still onto that non-DDLC project, so here's him finishing it. Okay. Cool. I mean, he's apparently been at it for 5 years then. Vision Sari is having the blackest sense of humor among the main cast. Oh, interesting. It's hard to stop writing TDLC mods, though. Yeah, it is, though. Like, I have all these ideas. Plus, it's just easier working with existing material, you know. Yeah. I don't know. Coming up with original ideas is hard. Oh well. Anyway, moving on. Oh, maybe not yet. Hold on. I have some ideas for DDLC mods that I found a strange way to make lots of mods at once, as you will see if you keep playing as one. Yeah. Oh, I will keep playing as one. If I can stop going on long rambling tangents. Anyway, moving on. Even blacker sense of humor. Is that even possible, Monica? On to the next question. Hit it, Sayari. This one's actually yours, Sayari. To me, hey, this question is for Sayari. Do you... Okay, So, Sayari, do you like listen to music when you have rain clouds, and what kind of music do you listen to, if so? Jawarma Bean. Yeah, sometimes music helps. Well, I don't know if it helps, but sometimes it makes me feel alright about not feeling alright, if that makes sense. That's why I usually listen to music that's either really sad or really aggressive. Recently, I've been listening to David Bowie's last album, Black Star, and Monica recently got me into Radiohead. She's a huge fan of theirs. This is not a reference to exit music. No, totally not. It's time for the dev music to chill hour. True, yeah, pretty much. So it seems. It's not, I promise. Oh, okay. Actually, myself just really like Radiohead. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. He's Mika's Dev's favorite mod. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. All right. Moving on. But in general, yeah, I like aggressive and sad stuff when I'm feeling depressed. Pink Floyd works really well for me on the sad side, and Death Cab for Cutie. On the aggressive stuff, it's basically always Slayer. Sometimes I mix it up. I was listening to a lot of Amon Amarth last week. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, okay, moving on. False Slayer says no to suicide. Says no to suicide is? Aw, shucks, you flatter me. Moving on. But nothing is quite like Slayer. Damn, Sayori, that's some pretty hard stuff. Yeah, I'm hardcore. Sarah throws up the horns. But that doesn't mean that any of... I mean, I'm assuming that means this gesture. Like the I love you gesture. So, fun fact, this actually means I love you in sign language. The people associated with devil horns... Anyway. But that doesn't mean that any of that is my favorite music. It isn't. That's just the stuff that helps the most when I'm feeling depressed. It helps to validate your feelings to hear something similar in music, I think. Although, to be honest, most of the time when I'm feeling that way, I don't even want to listen to music. But enough of that. Let me go bring up the next question. To me, so do you guys have the internet in there? How does that work? Excuse me. Yeah, I was gonna comment on that a bit there. That yeah, sometimes when you're feeling sad, it does feel comforting to have. I don't want to say something that reinforces it per se, but it is a source of comfort in its own way. To shoot, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, it's I don't know. It's sort of like the misery loves company kind of concept. It's I guess it's a source of comfort to know that someone else feels the same way. I guess it can have a negative effect, and that you might reinforce the sad feelings, but there is some sense of comfort in wallowing in that sadness, which for better or for worse, like it can help, like, okay, for better in the sense that it could help you process those feelings, but also possibly for worse in the sense that it could reinforce those feelings or encourage you to stay in them longer. There are differing schools of thought on that. In Sayori Says No to Suicide, I talk about the importance of mindfulness and trying to be in the moment and what am I trying to say here? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I guess I'm just gonna leave it off with everything in moderation. Like you don't want to get so deep and dark into sadness that you don't come out of it, I guess is what I'm saying. This sort of thing is a comfort for sure, absolutely. But yeah, just everything in moderation. Anyway, sorry. Tear those up the horns. Lines from a good mod, probably true. Yeah, get that. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Wow. I'm like 2.5 hours into this stream here. This is only the first episode. This is gonna. Okay, moving on. I want to at least get through the first episode here. Yep, we have the internet. Now it's even the real one that you guys have. Oh, is that so? It's a little bit tricky, and we have to modify the OS a little on whatever computer we want to run the real internet on. But we've done that for all our own computers, and now we can use the same internet as you. It's not too much different from the internet I remember from before, although I'm not really sure I should be trusting my memory that much. But it does help me feel like I'm a little bit more a part of your world, which is nice. There are definitely some differences, though. It's subtle, but you notice it eventually. Before, it always seemed like, for instance, ads and other content were always relevant and on point. It was always really easy to find stuff on search engines. Whatever you were looking for would always be the first page. And now there's a lot more random irrelevant stuff. It feels more nitty gritty and in retrospect more realistic. It's, that whole trope of the TV just happened to be showing something relevant to their conversation at that moment. Oh well. Anyway. I think before, when the game needed to backfill your memory, it probably did so in the most efficient way possible. The internet would have been a kind of Potemkin village that the game built on only whenever you needed it. A kind of Potemkin village? I'm not familiar with that reference. Okay. The term comes from The term comes from stories of a fake portable village, built by Grigory Potemkin, former lover of Empress Catherine II, solely to impress the Empress during her journey to Crimea in 1787. Huh, okay. Empress Catherine II, I guess that's Catherine the Great. Huh, interesting. Okay. Kind of Potemkin village, so something fake that the game built around. Moving on. But with our little fix, it's like you suddenly realize how a magic trick works. There's another big difference. The old internet had normal references to our school. It even had a Wikipedia page. I think I even remember that there was different information about the place where we live. It's a place that also exists in the real world. Well, on your internet, our school and whole neighborhood does not exist. Are we going to establish where they are exactly? On our internet, everything's altered to accommodate us and our school, like maps and stuff. The maps were definitely different. In fact, since we can still access the facade internet, we could probably find all the differences. Yeah. Also, of course, the real internet has a bunch of stuff on it relating to our game. It's still weird to call it that. But seeing all the literature club stuff on the internet is really surreal. It's cool in some ways and terrible in others. They live in your SSD? I definitely appreciate all the memes. You guys are top tier meme lords, and I consume your content. And it's fun to be the center of a bunch of internet culture in some ways, but there's also a lot of mean or hurtful stuff on there. I guess it makes sense since we're just fictional characters to you. Maybe it's more raw for us than for you, since we just recently went through the stuff you guys have been digesting for a couple of years, apparently. More like 5 years, perhaps. Still sucks to see, though. Oh, and don't even get me started on all the degenerate stuff. Yes, that was rather shocking. Yes, the internet. It's everything you can imagine, and also everything you'd prefer not to imagine. And everything you wish you could unsee. Anyway, so yeah, we definitely try to stay away from that kind of stuff. Usually, Natsuki. Except maybe for MC, of course. Hey, why would you think Now, it's alright, MC. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's perfectly natural for a guy your age, even if it does lead to harsh, unrelenting mockery from all of your friends. Now, hang on a second. Why would I want to look at stuff like that? This is a blushing smile on your ear. Natsuki projecting. Yeah, no kidding. What counts as degenerate in this context? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go on another tangent now. I do want to reach the end. I am going to say the word degenerate in itself has certain connotations which are tied to some very conservative ideas. And also, I'm going to say something in the alt-right direction ideas. I probably shouldn't get into that too much. I I don't know. I probably shouldn't go there. Natsuki, I never project, and she never lies. The definition is left to you, the reader. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I can tell you're being deliberately vague for comedy's sake. That's a good way to be. I did the I did the same in Sayori Says No to Suicide for all the interactions between Yuri and Natsuki. I deliberately left it up to the reader to guess like what were Yuri and Natsuki doing down there. Hmm. Noisily making cupcakes, I guess. Defining it would be too scary to think about, to be honest. Well, yeah. Find out in DDLC Storm. Yeah, sure. Anyway, moving on. That's not a denial. Why wouldn't you want to? Are you saying we're not attractive? Because that would be terribly rude of you. Uh-oh. You put MC in a trap there. This is a no-win situation. Making cupcakes, is that what they call it these days? It's funny you say that. There's a line in Sayori Says No to Suicide that Yuri says, well, actually, Natsuki's making the cupcakes. I'm just assisting, and I think that could be a great euphemism, and it's to be used in that lesbian meme of. So which one of you is baking the cupcakes and which one of you is assisting? Avoid Natsuki gaslighting challenge level impossible? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, this is sort of a weird situation for MC. The fact that there are nude pictures of his friends available on the internet that people drew. That's got to be disconcerting. I mean, I guess it's got to be disconcerting for all of them. Anyway, moving right along. Or maybe you're trying to be faithful to someone special. Huh? Can we please move on to the next question? Can't win with you guys sometimes. All I know is Natsuki would 100% weaponize that against him. Yeah. Favorite horror movies for everyone. Love exemplify pride. Ooh, I'll go first. Of course you will. I really like psychological horror. Jump scares don't annoy me per se, but you definitely can't rely on them. Jordan Peele's horror movies have all been outstanding so far. I strongly recommend Get Out. That's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. It works on a lot of levels. It's particularly directed at a certain kind of racial horror. I'm gonna say, but yeah, I can highly recommend it. Anyway, moving on. Black Swan and Suspiria are also excellent recent films in the genre. I saw Black Swan. Sorry. It's a very American movie, good way to put it. That's true, yeah. Yeah, particularly with American racial relations, and I'm going to say, I guess, a certain kind of white liberal, how they approach racial relations, but also, I mean, it's a lot of things, really. I need to get through this. I'm 2.5 hours into the stream, and I haven't even gone through the first episode. I might have to. I was hoping, going into this, I was thinking. I mean, I never expected to go through the whole thing in one session. I figured, well, maybe I'll go through the first 3 episodes in my first stream and then go from there. But at the rate that I'm going, I might have to just keep it to one episode per stream. 45 minutes to an hour is the rough length of this episode intended. Well, shoot, I've more than doubled it then. I keep going on rambling tangents. That's how I roll, I guess. Moving right along. I'm going on a tangent about how I go on tangents now. Hey, tangents have been fun. No complaints. Okay, that's good. But I do want to get through this. And I'm still retained 10 of my viewers here, apparently. So, moving on. There are also a number of classics that are favorites of mine. It is going to be a really long answer, isn't it? Now, the Saw series is inconsistent and terribly gory, of course. This is true. I've watched, I guess I've watched 6 of them now. Yeah, the first one is easily the best. The second one is still pretty good, but it declines sharply and rapidly, in my opinion. I want to intentionally bore the reader by having Yuri go off on tangents. Case number 1. Uh-oh. Yeah, but yeah, Saw, like the first movie, definitely, it felt a lot more like it was trying to say something, and the series quickly veers into gore porn, which, you know, different strokes for different folks. It's kind of thing is going to appeal to some people more than others. But some people want to go stuff for that shocks them, So, but yeah, terribly gory indeed. Moving on. But if you can stomach gore, some movies in the series ask very interesting questions of the viewer. Obviously, The Shining is fantastic. Everyone should watch The Shining. Yeah, long answer. I personally have a soft spot for John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, it's another movie I watched recently. And no other versions of that film. Oh, she didn't like the prequel? Yeah, the prequel remake thing. But before Noski yells at me for going on too long, my favorite horror movie is The Rope by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, actually, I'm actually not familiar with that one. Some people might not even consider it horror, I guess, but it definitely fits the bill for me. The ghastly deed has already been done when the movie starts, and the movie's all about the tension of that crime. And the filmography of it is very elegant. The whole thing takes place in 2 rooms. And the movie seems as though it's filmed in one long take. It's pretty amazing. Okay, The Rope, you say. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. Alright, sorry, I already read that. Okay, I'm done. 3 words. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm pretty indifferent about horror in general, but I firmly believe that if you're going to do it, you should go ham. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't actually seen that movie. But, I mean, it's, yeah. might as well go all out, I suppose, as Natsuki says. Texas Chainsaw Massacre goes super effing ham. I really like Cabin in the Woods. Hey, that's a good one. That's a very, very, very meta movie. Like, it's multiple levels of meta, so it's fitting that Monica would go for that. That's a good movie. I wouldn't mind rewatching that one, actually. Monica in with the super meta choices, surprising no one. I mean, can you blame me? My favorites, though, are probably the classic slasher movies. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. Yeah. I have yet to watch Friday the 13th or Halloween. I did watch a bunch of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, though. Yeah. And Scream is a fun deconstruction. Yeah, I've seen 4 of those movies. I believe, aren't they up to like 6 of them now? Yeah. Yeah. It is a fun deconstruction indeed. One thing that I'm curious about. Sorry, this is a very random tangent. There's a movie reviewer that I watch and follow who goes by the name Movie Bob. who I'm. I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of his stuff. He's a big movie nerd among other kinds of nerdery, and he apparently hates the Scream franchise. And I'd be really curious to know what he doesn't like about it, because as Monk said, it's a fun deconstruction of the horror genre. I mean, it's the whole thing is. The whole thing is a deconstruction of a horror movie while being a horror movie. Um, and plays on all like deliberately plays on all the tropes. Um, yeah, I'm curious to know why Movie Bob didn't like it. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, that kind of thing. I don't like horror movies. They're scary. That's the point, Doofus. Yeah, I know, but I guess I don't get why you'd want to be scared. Plus, horror movies are full of people being hurt, and that makes me sad. So I don't watch them unless I have to. What about you, MC? Before you die, you should see Ringu. Okay? I think that's everyone. We have time for one more question. Okay. Sorry. Is the line before you die, is that like itself a reference to Ringu? I don't know. Ringu? Is that related to the ring? Or is that... Wait a second. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look that up. Before you die, you see the ring is the tagline. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Ringu is its own thing? Kind of? Okay. Is that like... I did see on YouTube there was a claymation Pengu thing that was like a remake of The Thing with Pengu's characters. Is like Ringu the same sort of thing? That's what immediately comes to mind when I see the word Ringu. But yeah, I've seen The Ring. Anyway, moving right along. We have time for one more question. Ringu is the 1998 original movie on which The Ring, the English movie, is based. Okay, fair enough. Since this takes place in quote-unquote Japan, including the quotes, or as somebody said, Japanifornia. Need more water. I think that's everyone. We have time for one more question. Effed up that was about a penguin. Hey, so is everything okay with Natsuki, like at home? Ooh. GT train 010 Yeah, this is a point that DDLC itself is deliberately vague about, and then DDLC Plus also sort of teases you with it, like it has one line referring to her home life, and then says nothing more about it. So yeah, Dance Without is kind of deliberately vague about it. But anyway, let's see where Dev goes with this. Japanifornia, just like DDLC. Yeah. I knew this question would come up eventually. Look, you guys, I don't really want to talk about this much. Really, it's not your business. But I get that you guys might be worried after what you heard. My dad's not a monster, okay? He's going through kind of a rough part of his life right now, and yeah, sometimes that makes things difficult between him and me. The details of that really are none of your business. I'm perfectly safe, and no, I'm not starving to death, although sometimes we do have trouble making ends meet. My dad is a good guy, and he loves me, and I love him, and sometimes love is about getting through stuff with people when they're at their worst. And I'll leave it at that. There you go. Good, semi-evasive answer, which also reinforces the fact that they still love each other. Because that's the kind of thing that Natsuki's abuse at home is something that has a wide range of interpretations in the DDLC fandom. He frequently gets portrayed as this inhuman monster who's as horrible to her as possible. But yeah, that's right, reader. These fictional characters have boundaries. Hey, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, um, but at the same time, you know, in DDLC, the vanilla DDLC, one of the words that Natsuki likes in the poem minigame is Papa, which, you know, has a number of connotations and like implications and mainly that like it just carries it just has this strong implication that they are close, whatever difficulties they may have at home. So yeah, this is plays on that perfectly. Well done. Anyway, moving right along. Well, it's getting dark early these days, so we should probably wrap it up. Wait, we didn't hear your writing tip of the day. Excuse me. Should probably should probably be coughing away from the mic. Yeah, I really need to wrap up the stream. And now I remember why I don't do DLC mods that often. Well, I mean, one of the reasons why. Yeah, this is a lot of reading, and it does take a toll. As much I did do vocal warm ups before I started. I always do before I stream. Maybe I do need to warm up more before DDL streams. I don't know. Where's that voice? Yeah. Okay, I'm 6 feet away from the speakers. Sure. Yeah, I have observed the mic feed doing weird things over here. Like it periodically jumps up to full, and then the meter turns red. I don't know if that's bad. Maybe I didn't put the pop filter thing on this. It always seems to get in the way when I use it. So hopefully that, I don't know, doesn't hurt the quality of sound or anything. Not too far from being done. Yeah. Oh, I figure that. Anyway, moving on. Wait, we didn't hear your writing tip of the day. Yeah, and you didn't give us anything to do for next time. And I was getting to that. I did forget to give my writing tip, though. Or rather, I forgot to tell everyone what it was. So make sure you keep some paper and a writing implement near your bed. That way you can write down ideas and trains of thought that leave off as you finish dreaming. But you have to be quick about it, since usually those kinds of ideas are forgotten quickly. That's why you keep the materials close at hand. And that's Monica's writing tip of the day. As you forgot to say thanks for listening. As for something for next time, let's do poems again. At least for another week, I think. But this time the theme will be something that makes you happy. Uh-oh. Is Dev making it a thing that they have to have a poem? Have to write 5 poems every week? That's dedication. Anyway, I sure did. Oh wow. Okay, that sounds like a lot of work. Anyway, moving on. But this time the theme will be something that makes you happy. I think we could use a little bit more lightheartedness. Oh, and don't forget to email me your questions for us. Remember the email address? It's lit.club.prez.monica@gmail.com. Okay, that's all for today. Club adjourned. You about ready to go? Sayori? Hey, Sayori. Yeah, sorry, I spaced out. Let's go. What's that about? We have a book of poetry at this point, basically. I wonder if you could legally sell it. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you could easily legally sell it. I mean, there's nothing specifically tying it to this mod or to the intellectual property of Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, if it's your original work, you could easily sell a book of poetry separate from this context. Also, new music. Yeah, I just couldn't say from Doki Doki Club music. Exactly. Yeah. You would have to remove all context of the mod and so on. Although that would also make it a lot harder to sell, probably. But Anyway, moving on. It's so pretty at this time of day, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Are you okay, MC? Yours seem kind of lost in your own thoughts this evening. Was that supposed to perhaps say you seem kind of lost? No, don't look. This is a neat song. Once again, I hope the sound levels are okay. I didn't like fiddle with them at all before I started this or anything, so. Sorry, just said you're for some reason. I don't know why. Sound level's perfect. Okay, cool, cool. Hey, Sayori. Yeah? Earlier, when we were reading your poem, it reminded me. Do you remember when I told you that you take better care of me than you do yourself? Yeah? Assuming that was really you sorry. Assuming that was really you know, that said that, was it? Oh, okay. Sorry, that was I had to parse that sentence out a couple times there. Assuming it was really you know, that said that, was it? Sorry, that was me. And you shouldn't try to distract me from this. There, we definitely needed the commas. Yeah. I'm wise to your tricks now. You need to start taking better care of yourself. That starts with actually caring about yourself and your feelings. Please stop. The only thing that keeps me functioning is not caring about how I feel. Being numb. How I feel. You don't understand. That problem is much too big and hopeless. If I had to worry about it, I would just shut down. It's like telling me to climb Mount Everest right now, dressed like I am with no equipment, alone. It's just impossible. All I want is for my friends to be happy, especially you. That's why I spend so much time doing stuff for you and the others. Especially when you waste so much time and energy looking after me and my messy life. I just want you guys to be happy and spend time on things and people that are worth it. It's okay if you guys are happy. It's what I want more than anything. You really need to not worry about me. I'm more trouble than I'm worth, you know. That's enough. Siri, I don't know what it's like to have depression like yours, and I believe you when you say it seems like a huge insurmountable problem, but no one's asking you to climb Mount Everest alone, or with no equipment. Maybe we are asking you to do something really hard. But you need the right tools to do it. Doctors, therapy, practice with thinking differently about yourself, maybe even medicine. Oh wow. Based MC. And right now, not only will you not do that, you won't even try. And even worse than that, you won't even let your friends help you. You won't even let me help you. She sighs. Siri, can you promise me something? Will you try to care about yourself and get better? I'll help you any way I can. Whatever you need, I can do. Siri quickly wipes her eyes and almost immediately regains her composure. Like I said, MC, you don't understand. It's not that I won't try what you want me to try. It's that I can't. I literally cannot. It takes absolutely 100% of my effort just to get up in the morning and put one foot in front of the other. Just keep going requires me to strain myself mentally as hard as I can to the point of exhaustion. And even then, well, apparently sometimes I can't even keep going. But I've never worried about that. The only thing I really worry about is everyone else, especially you. I don't want you to be dragged down by such an immovable heavy object, you know? I feel like everything would be alright if I just knew you guys were all happy, no matter how it was with me. Yeah, we definitely needed the oh, sorry, I already read that. Sari arrives at her front door. Ah, home again. She opens the door. Wait. She blocks the way in. Don't go in yet. After a few seconds, MC looks down at the ground for a long while, then he looks up again. Don't. Please don't leave. Certainly gently ducks under MC's arm into her house, then turns back. I have to. I'm tired. I need to sleep. Hey, MC, can you promise me something? Yeah, anything you need. Then I need you to promise not to worry about me. Go home and do something to take your mind off it, okay? Siri, I don't know if I can promise that. Well, at least try for tonight, okay? It would help me if I could feel like you weren't stressing about me. Now go home and get some sleep. You have that calculus test in the morning and you should be well rested for it. Oh, they're still in school? Good night. Oh boy. Well, MC, that could have gone better. That's, oof. MC, I have no unresolved trauma. Yeah, no kidding. A lot to unpack there. Sniffle. Oh. Please keep trying, Sayori. You don't... He puts his forehead against her door. You don't know how important it is to me. See you next week. She's asleep right now, but don't forget to email Monica your questions at the.club.press.monica@gmail.com. She's been pretty anxious about getting enough questions. Be sure to check the credits.txt file in the game folder for everyone who contributed something. Thanks especially to Yakamire, Goro Akashi, Alex, and Soon Crazy for background images. Oh, neat. I recognize those names. Update, she is no longer anxious about getting enough questions. You got a little too much fame, did you? Should we email her about her extended car warranty? Spicer and Leo DiCaprio for music. Tadish N for the MC sprites. FezlianStudios.com for royalty-free sound effects. And Recognism, Oki, Gangsta King of SA, Terra, Nixo, Carousel, Paragon, Linbin, and the DLC modding community for all the help. Yeah, lots of names I recognize in there. Man, it's almost like I've been part of the DLC modding community for the last 5 years. Yeah, it's like all the regulars in there. Well, I mean, not all of them, but you know. Until next time. Okay. Wow. Very cool. I guess I'll save it. Phew, indeed. Yeah, it took almost 3 hours to get through episode 1. I think I'm going to have to wrap the stream up right now. Yeah, really hoped I was going to get through at least a couple of them. But yeah, it might just be 1 episode per stream. We'll see. Maybe I'll get maybe I can get through through them more quickly. I mean, partly it might depend on how much chat distracts me. Just 35 more of those to go, plus all the extras. Then you can end the stream. Yeah, sure, thanks. 105 more hours to go. Sure. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking it might be good to make this like a weekly kind of thing. I think this stream was much fun. Yeah, cool. I was glad I could have you along your dev. Post the next one is, and I'll be here if it's at all possible. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned this over in your DMs, I suppose. It's cool to have the dev present during the stream. So Dev said that weekends are better for them, so that's why I figured, okay, I'll do it on Saturday. But yeah, I could just like a weekly thing and have it like 1 episode Saturday, 1 episode on Sunday each week. That will take half of 36, 18 weeks. So that's 4.5 months, I guess. Tomorrow hype, yeah. No, honestly, this is good. This is cool. I'm really liking where this is going so far. I'm curious to see what happens next. So yeah, I'll be happy to continue this tomorrow. I hesitate to say around the same time because I am terrible at getting ready when I intend to. But yeah, I'm gonna say Sunday afternoon at some point. We'll see. In the meantime, wow, I still have 10 viewers. That's cool. Why don't I see about rating someone? Um, see if anyone worth rating. Um, Codair is streaming Minecraft. How much overlap is there between the Doki Doki Literature Club fandom and the Minecraft fandom? I don't know, but Codair is he's a VTuber, and he's in our audience actually here. He's a VTuber who often does DDLC mod streams, and yeah, he's a cool, chill kind of guy, and yeah, he's an absolutely content to support him by giving a raid. So let's do that. Even though I'm not really a fan of Minecraft myself, I tried it for the first time recently. Didn't really grab me, but whatever. Uh, all right. Did I click the button? Yeah. Start. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the stream. It's been a lot of long rambling tangents, but I hope it was enjoyable. Yeah, until next time.